gonna drop the bomb or not. Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever or never. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever young.
Hey guys, I think I have time to suit up, right? I think there's still time for me to suit up and we see how this exciting race is gonna end up. Can you guys help me by putting down in the chat which guilds to look for and what where to look for? I would assume Newman and Not That Bad are gonna go head to head. So I am gonna go put on my suit and then we get ready for a hype game, right? Alright. Very nice. Step Brothers as well. We get to see some amazing gameplay tonight, actually. Alright. I'm gonna go suit the fuck up, boys. And while I do that, we have exactly 15 minutes to build some hype. I'm not gonna let this ruin my night. I'm awake. I'm gonna go get myself an energy drink. We're fucking doing this. I'm gonna send the song that I was about to send when the gates open. Here, you guys enjoy while I go get dressed.
I know what you want me to say. I know what you need. Making everything go your way. So predictable. Nothing difficult to explain. I know what you want. And I'm sorry, but it won't be possible. It's a waking of the night. It's the spark that we ignite. This is where I find my delirium. This is where I find my delirium. This is where I find my delirium. My delirium. It's the waking of the night. It's the spark that we ignite. I can feel you come alive. I can feel you come alive. This is where I find my delirium.
Alright. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I wasn't kidding when I said I don't know if I'm gonna be playing or shoutcasting tonight. Holy fuck, I didn't expect this. Okay, let's see. I guess I wasn't
So, in
joking
DPS,
around.
it doesn't matter what your actual number is. All
Let's
that
see,
matters
let's
is
get
what you
this rolling.
identify as. If you identify as 15k DPS, in my eyes, I would treat you as if you're 15k DPS.
Okay, let's see. I think I have the POVs that we want. We got Shoop. That's definitely a POV that we want. Come on, guys. Give me some love right here. Let me know. Who are we watching? Oh, fuck me. Camera guy is not on point. Camera guy low-key struggling. Holy fuck. Why did that happen? Okay, cool. Alright. Let's see, what else? What do we have? We have Rihanna, Step Brothers. They're usually doing pretty okay for themselves. What else do we have, guys? What else do we have? Who with Cow Classic. Definitely want to keep an eye out for them as well. Relly, that's another Newman POV, of course. We get that one up on the screen. And then we get people from Not That Bad. Alright, guys. My daughter is sleeping, my wife is sleeping. I woke her up just to tell her that sadly I am not gonna be playing tonight. But I've decided to not let that ruin my vibe. And instead, I'm gonna try to put on a shoutcast. I was actually gonna play tonight, man! Fuck me, dude! Alright, let's see. Dice. Alright. Everything is paused. Pause champ. Then we have Bastu, I think. Isn't his name Bastulon? Yes. Okay, let me see. What do we have? Bing, 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 bing. Nice. You can play tomorrow in the non-raid race. Tomorrow I'm touching grass. I'm not touching this fucking game, I can tell you that much. Let me just fix the webcam a little bit. The webcam is hella funky right now. That's better. Man, I had a playlist prepared and everything to just go blasting when we zoned in, man. Okay. Alright, we need to go into the shoutcast scene. We need to clear this stuff, even though it was obviously really dank. Thanks so much for your service. I think the favorites should be Newman. So I'm gonna put Newman POV here, and I'm gonna put Not That Bad. Like that. See if that works. Let's see, browser. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have them up there. That's perfect. And we got Shoop POV here. I think. Oh, need to get rid of the sad filters as well. Holy shit, guys! Holy fuck! What an unfortunate turn of events we had. Oh. What a night! What an absolute shit show of a night. I guess I have 5 minutes. What a fucking day, man. Oh. Alright. Okay, if you just tuned in, I think these two guilds should be the favorites outside of Progress, yeah? So, on the main screen, let me see if I can get this. Wait, let me see. They updated something. Order. Maybe they fucked up, so I won't be able to draw today. I don't think I will be able to draw on the screen today. I think they updated something. Yeah, I think I would have needed to prepare more if I was going to do that. No, I think I'm just gonna have to yap actually. Yo, Dowboyd. Many familiar faces in the chat. I can talk about what happened to Progress after the race, but we only got 5 minutes for this shit to start. Okay, first raid of Mists of Pandaria. We're going. Do they have any interesting buffs here? I'm looking at the Newman players. I don't really see anything interesting. No Valentine cards. Okay. Okay. Alright guys, type down right now the number for how many minutes you think this race is gonna take. Is it gonna be a 25-minute race? Is it gonna be a 45-minute race? Is it gonna be 1 hour race? Type your number right now in the chat and we'll find out who was correct afterwards. Give me your best numbers. Okay, so the first boss that we're gonna see in Mogushan Vaults, for those that are uninitiated, is gonna be the Stone Guardians. It's 4 dogs that have some very basic mechanics. However, there is a risky strat to doing the dogs, where you paint a lot of tiles that increases the damage done by the players. If you do this strategy, you're probably gonna be fine. The problem with doing this strategy is that there's also gonna be a fuck ton of raid damage. I would assume that both of the guilds on your screen are gonna be going for the high risk, high reward type strat. So, the very first thing you're probably gonna see guilds doing here, I couldn't really see if he had it equipped, is that there is a skip you can do right at the start as this phase. When you zone in, you can use a movement increasing speed effect and then use a cloaking device. However, cloaking device has 1 hour CD, so if you commit to using the cloaking device this early, that means it's probably gone for the rest of the race, because this race is not gonna take 1 hour. So it's overall very, very interesting to see if guilds are gonna commit to using the cloaking device here or at a later point in the raid. I would say if you skip the very first trash pack, that is probably gonna net you 30 seconds, 45 seconds in total time. So the players that we're watching is that we're watching Shoop. He got World First Tier 12, World First Tier 13. Warrior 1 trick, And in the top left corner, we have one of our favorites from TBC and RAF. We have Dice. Dice is the leader and one of the charismatic leader of a guild called Not That Bad. So they are definitely up there as the favorites. However, Not That Bad is a new guild. They have experienced leadership, experienced players, but can they perform in their first race? That's going to be super interesting. Of course, honorable mention goes out to other guilds as well. We have guilds like Who from, I think, Oceanic-based guild. And we also have Step Brothers, who have been in top 5, but never really gotten close to beating anyone. Who is NA? Okay, my bad. Who is NA, actually? But no other guild has really been close to Newman and Progress for a couple of tiers now. This is why it's super exciting to see how the guild Not That Bad is going to be able to perform. How we are going to go about it like this. The guild that is leading is going to be in the center of our screen on the big monitor. And the guild that is number 2nd, I'm going to try to keep up there at the top left corner. And we see how it goes. I hope you guys are excited. Let's build some hype. I'm popping an energy drink right now, dude. This is gonna be very interesting to see. I was excited to see these guys VOD afterwards. I was supposed to be playing right now. Yo, does any of the guilds have an Enna Shaman? That's the real question. Loading screen? Okay. Guys, we are officially in. Let's see if they do any of the skips here or if they just go to straight up clearing. The raid is officially open. Looks like Beef Bar at the top left is dragging the mobs to the left side and using a hunter to feign to skip them. Newman, on the other hand, is stuck on the stairs fighting the mobs. Newman is committing to doing the big pull. When you do a big pull like this, if you don't kill them fast enough, you're all gonna get stunned. It's very close. You can see vastly different damage profiles. You can see on the side of Newman, you have 2 warriors popping off on this pack. Whereas on the side of Beef Bar, they're dividing the pack into 2 different pulls. This is the safer strat. Looks like Newman also did that. Both guilds are going for the safe pull here. Looks like comp-wise, what I can tell is that Newman is playing 3 warriors, which gives 3 skull banners and 4 storm dashes. So both of the guilds have started the fight. The damage is gonna spike up really high once we start seeing more tiles being painted. So you can see on the sides of where the bosses are being tanked, that's where it's really going out. Really good opener here from the side of the Newman Shamans. The Red Pala having an amazing opener, not being assigned to doing any painting. You can see at the top left corner that I think Beef Bar has an even better painting schedule. Look at how much they got painted. The more you paint, the more damage. I just want to briefly apologize for the people getting hit by a 3-minute ad. I didn't push a button. This is just how Amazon makes their money. I hope you guys are entertained though. We're seeing the first encounter coming to an end. Nobody seeming nearly close to dying. You can see the Warlock on the side of Newman having a really good pull. Pushing 400k DPS as a Warlock here is really impressive. Probably Affliction. Alright. Both of the guilds are neck to neck. I would say slight favor for the top left team, which is not that bad. Remember, in this expansion, players have access to something called extra rolls. So whenever they kill a boss, players can roll one more time. And when they roll for loot, they can find their bis pieces and possibly enchant and gear them. When we were doing sims in progress for this race, we found that every single item piece that dropped for me as an enhancement shaman was like 1k DPS upgrade, even if it completely bricked my expertise and hit caps. So any item that drops, you just send it. This raid has 6 bosses. How many extra rolls do you have this week number 2? 6. This means that you send 1 roll on every boss and you just pray to God that you get your bis items. You could almost think that these are the same guild if you look at how close they are, but these are the top 2 guilds we believe. Please keep me informed if any other guild overtakes them over here at Feng. Feng the Accursed, which is the second boss, is very easy. This is arguably the boss that most guilds are gonna kill on Heroic for the first time. Probably not gonna be that many wipe attempts here. The only thing you could argue that you could do here to speed this one up is that it's all about gear and raid comp. So if we look at the side of the 2 guilds, let's just quickly look. On the side of Numa, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hunters. If we look at the side of Beef Bar, I'm struggling a little bit to see. But I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hunters. So obviously, the 2 guilds are going for vastly different raiding comps. I'm calling them Beef Bar, but they're called Not That Bad, so I'm sorry for mixing the names up. The reason why many guilds opted to use many hunters is because they were very, very powerful at the start of the PTR, which is where most guilds got most of the hours of practice on this raid. Throughout Mist of Pandaria so far, there's been slight balancing changes done to classes, which has made hunters sometimes worse, sometimes better. The one thing that many guilds did not foresee is the fact that a really Omega Giga broken weapon appeared on the black market auction house. I think it was called Nessingwary's something, which is a gun that has higher item level than any epic that you can obtain right now in the game. So theoretically, every hunter in these 2 rosters could have spent close to 1 million gold to secure one of these guns for themselves. This is an arms race that has a lot of gold on the line. On the side of Newman, you can see a bunch of soul fragments spawning. These have to die, that is correct, but it's really good if you let them stay up so people can funnel damage from them. I can see a very familiar name on the side of Newman. I see the top warrior named Creddy. Creddy was the main tank in progress back in tier 10 when we got world first. Very happy to see a familiar face. Holy shit, this is very close. Keep me posted on the other guilds, guys. Lock the fuck in. The percentages are pretty much neck to neck. Both guilds around 40. Hope you guys are enjoying the Shoutcast. I did not prepare for this. This is just on the top of my dome, just spitting. Feng the Accursed has a very interesting loot table, because this boss can drop, I believe, an agility ring, but also mail bracers, both of which are bis for hunters and enhancement shamans alike. Newman is looking like they might be wiping here. They lost 3 hunters and 1 warrior and lost a 4th hunter. They lost multiple people here on the side of Newman. Very, very rough for the side of Newman, losing many players, cannot combat rush all of them. This might be where Beef Bar pulls ahead slightly. I don't know if it's because the tanks forgot to do something to prevent the epicenter. Basically, the tanks have a job using the different weapons of Feng the Accursed to stop and prevent different damage from going out. We will keep the POV the way it is right now until we have a definitive lead on the side of Beef Bar. But right now, I would say it's looking like it favors Beef Bar. Back to the thing about loot. I believe that this boss can drop 2 items that hunters want. If I'm wrong and it's only 1 item, that's on me. But if you are on the side of Beef Bar, or Not That Bad, as they're called, I'm just gonna call them Beef Bar, fuck it. If you extra roll here, oh yeah, did you see that? Dice on the side of Not That Bad. He immediately used his second roll and he got an upgrade. I believe he got the ring. You can see on the right side, on the side of Beef Bar, there's multiple items going out to everyone, left and right. So many rings! You see? Can you see here on the right side? All of the rings that are going out. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3. 3 hunter rings or something? Holy fuck! Cloak, boots, rings for hunters, and they got multiple cloaks as well. That's another hunter cloak. Holy shit, that turned out great for them. With the hunter stack that they have, they got a lot of item level really early here. We're gonna keep Newman on the main monitor on our screen, but right now, if Beef Bar is ahead when Garachal dies, we're swapping. Newman is now gathering up, and there's gonna be 2 mobs running past them on the main monitor. They're gonna mass stealth past it. Mass stealth has been used. You can see that countdown on the rogue. They're gonna have to do something really impressive here. The Russian guild is also doing really great. Nuaris is telling me that they already killed 2 bosses. Okay, so Newman is doing all 3 levels of the mobs here. I believe Beef Bar did the same. Warriors popping off really hard on this big AoE. Okay, right now, Beef Bar is waiting for Garachal to spawn. You can see a little progress timer in the middle of your screen here, showing the countdown. It's 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds. If you want to see directly the Hunter POV, his name is Dice Frog. Go check him out, guys. I would say Newman is between 10 and 20 seconds behind. We're switching over to main monitor Beef Bar here in just a second. Hit by ads, of course. Wouldn't want it any other way. Gotta support. Gotta support the boys. Okay, Beef Bar having a really strong showing here. I would love if you guys could link me one of the Russian guilds so we could follow how they're doing as well. Okay, let's look a bit more at the side of Newman. They're playing Resto Shaman, Elemental Shaman. Now, Stormlash Totem, which is a big part about Shamans in this expansion. Link it in my community Discord, guys, not in this chat. Link it in my community Discord. Stormlash is not that big for hunters, so it makes sense the fact that Not That Bad on the main monitor is not running that many shamans. Okay, looks pretty much safe. If you're unfamiliar with this boss, the way it works, this is pretty much a tank and spank fight, is that there's gonna be people going down to the underworld dealing with mobs when they're phased out. So you send people down, they deal with that shit, they come back out. If you look at the damage done on the side of Beef Bar, you can see that Hunters and DKs are having a really strong showing. Actually, a Frost DK number 2 and Holy DK. Frost and DK is neck and neck, actually. Very happy to see that even non-Hunters are doing really well. On the side of Newman, however, it's DK's parsing of this fight. I would say that Newman's DPS on boss is really, really good. They've managed to catch up quite a bit here. They started the fight maybe 15-20 seconds later, but I would say their kill speed is gonna looking really, really good. The Hunter stack on the side of Not That Bad is coming in well. Their healing comp is Resto Shaman, Mistweaver, Discipline Priest, and Holy Priest. Interesting. Let's see. Let me go over their comp. Tharim, we know him. Shio, African, we know him as well. Midori, Gali, Snurk, Proppen. There's a bunch of different beef. Oh, wait, those are Brewmasters. Oh, those are both the tanks, actually. They're 3 healing this. That's more like it. Okay, so the bonus roll, he's obviously sending it. He got gold. Unlucky. That is not what you want. I really thought Dice POV was gonna be a Hunter POV, but this is the tank POV. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why he was a Hunter. I was cooked. I think we're watching the main tank. He's flexing the Death's Demise. If you are unaware, Dice is the guy that got world first back in tier 8 with Beef Bar. I would say Newman is catching up ever so slightly. You may be caught there for a second that they mounted up on yaks. These yaks make people run faster than a normal mount. It's an instant mount. So the way you do this trash is traditionally that you would try to do a trinket swap here. So you can see on the side of the... I think he's enchanting his gear mainly. This is interesting, actually. On the side of Not That Bad, you can see his gear here. He is using multiple items from world bosses. That's interesting. Wish that was me, bro. Yeah, it's really, really close. Let's see. I believe it was linked to me in my community Discord. The other guild that we might be interested in. Newman 29 seconds behind. Pretty much neck and neck. This trash is super uninteresting. It's super free. Nothing to talk about, really. Okay, they're bringing up the MRT, going over the auto marking. So the next boss is the Spirit Kings. This is probably the first boss where we might see a complete raid wipe. Basically how this boss works is that there's going to be different bosses that you're going to be fighting from 100 to 0, and once the boss hit a certain percentage, the next boss will also come. So the first one is pretty much straightforward. This guy has a cleaving frontal that needs to be shared with the tank. So let's see what they do here. So we're watching main tank POV on the side of Not That Bad. That is currently, I believe, in the lead. But the Russians have reports of being really, really good into the race as well. Oh, look at this boss just completely melting on the side. Look at these openers. You have an elemental shaman down here doing 300k openers. It's stabilizing now at around 200, but so many of them doing so much damage with these crows. 11 hunter comp, by the way. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay. Oh, they're taking a lot of damage here. They managed to move out. They lose one of their hunters, though, to taking the volley from the Subutai. 5 people dead to the cleave not being shared on the side of Not That Bad. This might spell disaster for them. This isn't even the hardest fight. They've already downed 3 people. They rest 2 of them, I believe. The boss is still killable, but they're definitely gonna lose time here relative to Newman if Newman has a clean kill. So the second boss that they're fighting right now, he has a volley attack and he also has a spin. If you hit him during his spin, you become naked. So you have to stop attack for it, or stun him for that matter. So this volley caused them to lose some people together with the cleave. Unfortunate overlap for sure. Okay, Sleight of Hand, you can see tank looking away, kidney shot lands. Here we go. The combination of the volley together with people not sharing the actual cleave frontal of the other boss really lost them some people there. But now they're only down 1 hunter. Let's see how Newman is doing. So the boss is at around 50%, whereas on the side of Newman, their boss DPS is just really, really good. 59. They're only a couple percentages behind now. There's maybe 10% different between the 2 teams now. When I look at the side of Not That Bad, it looks like they run triple heal. And if I look at the side of Newman, it looks like they run triple heal as well. Same comp. Double disc, or rather Holy Discipline, and Resto Shaman. 1 DPS missing on the side of Not That Bad. Is that gonna lead to them losing their actual lead here? I'm getting reports that the Kenneth M is actually a Mistwalker monk, not a Brewmaster. And they are using a Prot Warrior. It's a bit hard to follow the details here. Both guilds looks kinda like they're doing this kinda cleanly. This is the scariest of them all. Gotta dodge the wave coming. This shield needs to be purged. Clean, clean, clean. Both guilds managing the purge. If you hit that shield, it often spells raid wipe. So what you have to do is stop attack and purge. I believe this is where many of the GDKPs and pugs are gonna struggle a lot, because members of those guilds are just gonna hit straight into the shield and it's gonna be disastrous. You can see above the name of the nameplate, it says a number 3, and then it says the name of the person that is supposed to interrupt the next ability. So now it says that there's a warrior interrupting, etc, etc. These type of interrupting schemes are really, really helpful to automate these type of assignments. Oh, this song is a banger. Come on, Newman. Come on, Not That Bad. Final boss now from the side of Not That Bad. Alright, I think most of the danger has passed now on the side of both teams. Once you're fighting Meng, it's pretty much over. Everybody's back up on the side of Not That Bad. I need you guys to update me right now. How are the other guilds doing? I don't want to take my eyes off any of these guilds until they wipe. But is there any guild that is already on their way to Elegon? Hit me up right fucking now. Because this trash segment that is coming up can have some insane skips if done correctly. I would say that once these Spirit Kings dies, we're probably gonna see where one of the 2 guilds are really, really creative. Whoever is the most creative here is probably gonna end up getting a lead that is gonna be hard for the other guild to catch up when it's this close. Looks good, looks good. 35% on the side of not that bad, whereas here we have 37. It's so close. Alright, how many seconds are we talking now on the lead on the side of not that bad? They've killed the boss. So casting the res. So one way that you can do this skip here is that you goblin glider down, similar to what you do in Mogushan Palace. I would say around 15 to 20 second lead. So you goblin glider here, and then you meet up for a mass stealth. The mass stealth is really interesting as a way to skip huge trash segments. Let's see what they do here. It looks like they left their tank behind. Are they gonna have to summon him in? The hunter is obviously gonna stealth through. Newman on the other side. They leave their main tank behind. And doing... this is very, very interesting. I'm very curious to see what they're doing here. What priest is still there trying to mind Sooth? Are they trying to run past? Newman on the other hand, you can see them doing the mass stealth tech, going as a team. Oh no, they body pulled! Numa fucked up! They pulled trash that you aren't supposed to pull. That is gonna cost them time. Both guilds kinda fucking up here. Okay, so let's see. They're gathering up here again. Not that bad. Mass stealthing past the second corridor instead. Remember, Newman has already used their mass stealth and failed. How's it looking at the side of their health bars? Not great. Not great. Mass stealth. They're pulling everything here. Dragging it into a corner on the side of not that bad. Interesting. Everything getting taken into a corner far away from the boss. These mobs have like a frontal, and if you get hit by it, you go flying into the air. And one thing that is very, very scary is if your melee players get hit by that and get sent to the death down the hole, like that Contegrator. What's that Contegrator called that fell down in Sunken Temple? Let me tell you. That shit happened a lot on the PTR for both of these guilds. Let's see what Newman does. Yeah, none of these guilds want to get goosooed. Newman is doing the same tactic actually, putting all of the mobs in the top right corner instead of the top left. Look at the damage done by the monk, the main tank on the side of not that bad. Just destroying these mobs. Who wiped? Okay, so the NA guild is gone. NA is gone. Tank dies. We have... This looks really bad. They have 9 people dead. Everybody is dead. They are gonna master us. Not clean by a mile, by not that bad. Both guilds are kinda shaking right now. You can see the warrior getting hit by a frontal, flying away. I would have loved to show you guys what we were planning to do on this trash. Our plan going into this trash was actually to skip the first pack and killing the trash more where they're standing right now. A little bit of a riskier strat, but faster. Because we would skip one more pack, 2 more packs than these guys did. So, that's a shame. Okay, Elegon becoming active. So, the way you do Elegon if you try to be really, really fast here is really, really simple. You do as much damage as you can, and he is gonna spawn mobs that you need to take out of the inner circle because they explode. Once you're past that, he's gonna spawn stars that go out to these pillars. So this Celestial that you spawned, you're keeping it in for a little bit. You can see he has weak auras telling him how to play the game. Perfect, perfect. Very interesting cleave going on, but it cannot die inside. I believe this keep in is decided by a percentage. It's still inside. It's gonna hit 25. Move out. Standing in the barrier, they lost a DK and a warrior. Warrior and DK dead on the side of not that bad. Fucked up a little bit on the explosions and defensives there. The 6 energy charges are up. All of these need to die before they reach their respective pillars. If they reach the pillars, the boss will phase. You don't want that. Right now you're doing big crank to the boss. I can tell you guys that Progress was planning to run double Enhancement Shaman, and both of these guilds are running 0 Enhancement Shamans. Either we are stupid or they are stupid. I guess we will never find out now, huh? Elemental Shaman are doing great on both teams. %68% on the side of not that bad. I feel like Newman's boss DPS is really high. Okay, they go out to refresh their stacks so that they don't take too much damage. Newman is going for 3 healing. Adding a little bit more risk. You can see the health bars being really low now. Once the boss pushes to 50%, that is when you're gonna go into the next phase. This is the scary part. They lose another DK on the side of not that bad. This is really about healers and people managing their individual cooldowns. They both want to push this to 50%. Not that bad, doesn't manage. The boss is at 56% and they phase. That's disaster. Newman is at 61. This is really bad phasing on the side of not that bad. You can see phasing at 50 and it's at 54.9. They're gonna lose so much time here. If Newman manages to do a 50% phasing here, that's gonna mean a lot. They're letting the stars go out. They believe they can push the last couple of percentages without it. Newman is so much in the clear. Newman is making it. Newman made the push. Not that bad might really lose their advantage here. Let's see how quickly they can push through this. Okay. They still have the time on their side, but this is a very annoying push on the side of not that bad. Newman is gonna have a much cleaner push on your top left side of your screen. Again, can I get some fucking hype in the chat? First raiding tier of Mist of Pandaria, man. Alright. This is gonna be really close. Not that bad. He's gonna be forced to do one more wave. Needs to be pushed there. Come on, come on. 4 more % for not that bad. They're making it so easy, so easy. Nicely done. Oh, they got... Okay. If you look at the right side of your screen, holy shit, look at the extra rolls. They got 1, 2... How many bottles is that? 3 bottles? 4 bottles? Holy shit, these extra rolls are going insane on the side of not that bad. That trinket is actually gonna make a difference on the very final fight. Let's see if we get a skip here. I would expect that both of these guilds are gonna do some swaps now. It looks like Not That Bad has already done it. They have 2 druids in now, and these druids enable them to do mass roots. We also have 2 druids on the side of Newman. So they're putting up the summoning stones in the inner circle. They're gonna try to get their druids in. Whoever starts this first has such a huge advantage. Newman is using the bouncing tech, similar to what is in the Mogushan Palace. Newman has already started. Newman has already started the encounter. I don't think that Not That Bad has started yet. Now they started. I would say that Newman, just now, with more clean class swaps and the little jump into the second, are actually starting the encounter a couple seconds ahead. We don't know what the bonus rolls have looked like at the side of Newman. We only know that there's a lot of nice bonus rolls coming out. Holy. Right now, if I was playing in any of these guilds, you know that it's close. You have people in your Discord saying you're ahead, you're behind, you're equal. Everybody in both of these rosters know exactly if they need to push. Everyone in these two rosters needs to play correctly now. There's so many wipe mechanics here, so many mistakes that can happen. Right now in this phase, there's not that much that can go wrong. If the druids fuck up their roots and you lose control of all the small ads, that can be disastrous. But it seems very controlled on both sides. The real skill is gonna come down to how they handle the next phase. You can see on the main screen that the Emperor's Will just spawned and the boss is about to spawn now. The boss that is being tanked by Dice right now, getting picked up, he's doing a little bit of role playing and he's gonna get dragged now. This boss has a dance. The dance has a little SFX, and when he shows where he's gonna swing, if you dodge it enough times, you get an extra action button. When you get that extra action button, you do 1 million damage per player. They're stacking both of the boss to spread damage. Newman accidentally buffed the boss by killing a mob too close. I believe they lost at least one player. So Newman not really handling the ads. It's incredibly fucking close. Everybody alive on the side of Newman. Holy shit, it's so close. Let's go, Newman. What a race! What a race! That's so clutch, man. And the music is perfect as well.
Thinking about our younger years, there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but that's over now. You keep me coming back for more. Baby, you're all that I want. Will you lie here in my arms? I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven.
Alright, guys. I guess we try to get somebody to talk to us. Let's see if we can get somebody from either of the two guilds to come over and tell us a little bit about how it felt. Holy fuck, that was a really good race, actually. I mean, a really good race when my guild is not even allowed to play the fucking game, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Oh fuck, dude, what a race. Get Shoop. Should I get Shoop? Should we try to get Shoop? We talked to him the previous time as well, no? I think I spoke to Shoop after the previous ones. Get Malvanis? Get Rally? Let me see. Is Rally the new leader? I mean, that would be cool. Hey, I just want to say sorry, a small sorry to everyone for this production. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. The original plan was for me to play tonight. I was supposed to be playing, okay? But then 17 or 20 minutes before, my guild gets fucking banned. Like 21 progress players just banned for 4 hours. Oh fuck, man. It's so I was right there, dude. I was like, let's fucking go. I'm so pumped. I'm so ready to play. And yeah, then there's like 20 plus of us getting banned. So I was like, what the fuck do I do? And I suited up. I tried to put on a show for you guys. I did the best I could with what I had. I didn't prepare anything for this. I hope you guys were somewhat entertained. I did the best I could. the progress vibe is people are not too upset. We kind of knew that we had no idea how they were gonna handle what happened, because what happened was so disastrous. Okay, let me see. Let's see if we can do this.
Hello?
Yo, hey, let me lower the
Who's
music.
that, bro?
Hey, hey.
It's the unbanned, bro. Holy shit. Hey.
There's a couple hours left, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you were not. So it was only.
Let me see if I can get you here. Oh, look, there you are, dude. Same profile picture as last time you were interviewed.
Bro, I never. It's my. What do you mean? It's like my face, right? So why should I change?
All right. First, let me just introduce you for the people who don't know who you are. So, my best introduction I can give to you, Relly, is that you're one of the officers that is now stepped up even more, and people are referring to you as the guy who took over after Foji, so you're a bit of a guild master. Can you just quickly tell people about what is your role in Newman?
Right, Foji stepped a bit back, right? Like he's still here, like he's still helping us with everything, but I just do like, I don't know, everything the guild needs. Like, I don't know, roster management, talking to people, and I don't know, everything around the guild, I guess. Like, I don't know, I'm one of them, so I want to support my boys, so I'm always there for them, right? That's all I do.
Yeah, I watched from Newman's point of view today was only Shoop, but were you in the race as well? I didn't really get a chance to see.
Of course, my character was Rally Reed, bro. A hunter. I got the 1 million weapon, bro, if you remember, from first day, when you did, like, your challenge modes achievements.
Right. Yeah. You were one of the black market auction house guys that got the hunter weapon, no?
Yes, sir. I bought it for 1 milli.
1 milli. Oh, congratulations. We were watching you guys from the sidelines. I didn't really plan on putting this together. Can you just tell me a little bit about how you felt like the race went?
Like, we were super nervous, right? To start, because we have, like, now a triple competition, right? With the new guild, Beef Bow, like, not that bad. So we thought, like, competition was way better, and it was really annoying for us, because MSV, when the PTR came out, right, it was, I don't know, 8 weeks ago now, and after that they changed every class pretty much, so we were really scared about our comp, because we were not sure if we can actually 3 heal most of the raid, because this got nerfed, right, as well as the rest of Shaman. This was our main comp, but I guess in the end it still worked out, but we thought we had to go like balls to the walls, kinda, because yeah, the competition was tough, right? So that's why we wanted to 3 heal and actually did it as well. But yeah, we're really nervous going into this, because we also changed our raid leading, right? Ken, our main tank, is doing everything now. Like, he's calling every move we do, bro. Like, I don't know. Just want to say, yeah, bro, like, much appreciation to Ken, bro. He's like, I don't know, the brain behind us, right? I'm just, I don't know, the guy who needs to speak to people, bro, but he's all inside the raid, bro. Like, it's all fucking Ken, bro. Really grateful to have him, bro. It's a fucking insane tank.
Man, that's really good to hear that you have people doing a little bit of different stuff, and that Ken really came through. We were watching you guys, and you were kind of falling behind to not that bad at the start. I know that you weren't watching on the other side, but I'm curious, do you guys have people telling you in voice that you're ahead, you're behind, you're equal, or are you just trying to play your own game? How do you guys approach it?
Like, before the raid, there was a lot of yapping, right? Because you guys got banned or whatever, so we always had to stop, like, the yapping and had to control the people, but... Say again, bro, holy shit, I'm so cooked.
No, I meant like during the race, you're playing, you're very close.
So,
do
like,
you have a guy like feeding
No.
you info?
It's fine, bro. I was completely cooked, bro. I forgot the question, bro. Like, I'm too much adrenaline, bro. Holy shit. But this time we didn't. At least I didn't hear anything. So we had no one telling us. last time in Drankso when we raced against you, right? We had people telling us, bro, you can chill. They wiped or whatever, but this time we didn't hear anything, so we just played our own game, locked in, and just blast. Full lock in. And then we hit the fucking blicky.
Yeah, because we were watching you guys. We had Not That Bad and you guys on like split screen, both of them on the screen at the same time. And do you want to guess where I think you guys got the lead? Do you want to guess?
The lead.
Because you were behind for a long period of the instance, but then there was one thing you guys did better than the other guild. Can you guess what it was?
I have no fucking clue. Like, we did nothing special, right? Like, we only did like this, I don't know, skip after Fang, but I guess that was kind of obvious. NA guilds were streaming it, so we could copy that. That's like our favorite thing, right? They're just copying American guilds and then do it better. But I have no clue. I guess it's maybe last boss, like just go insta, like the swapping of the druids. I don't know if they ran any druids.
No, both of the guilds did a swap before Will of the Emperor. Both got 2 druids in, but you guys did the swap faster and pulled the boss faster, and you also did the pull-in tech where the raid got pulled in, so to speak. So I would say that you pretty much won. Of course, you played it mechanically really well, the final fight as well, but you were behind up on Elegon. You were behind. When Elegon died, you guys were behind, and you started Will of the Emperor before the other guild because of how fast you did the swaps. That's kind of impressive.
Oh shit, really? Yeah, that's actually insane. Bro, but like, I don't know, big shoutouts to my boy Blood and Dice and shit. Like, it was fair competition, bro. Like, and I don't know if they used like the Fang, not the Fang items, but the Shah items, right? But we didn't use any items, so we fully like won this, like, I don't know, straight, like no cheesing, nothing. Or did we actually, maybe someone actually put it on after they said they put it on as well, bro. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but at least I didn't play with any Shah items.
Yeah, maybe it's good if you excuse yourself before we've actually looked what items people were using, but I don't think it matters. At the end of the day, 2 guilds went in, the instance was completely fresh, you guys had a great race. I wish you can see the VOD afterwards, even though it's probably gonna get muted as fuck and copyright strike by every like label company in the world. I hope you get to see the VOD side by side, because it was a very entertaining race from the sidelines.
Oh, really?
I would like...
I really want to watch, bro. Like, I like your production, right? Like I said it before. I really appreciate what you do. Even if it's like, I don't know, kind of awful, I guess, for you right now. Like, finally, you could have been like in the first fucking race for you. Or like, I don't know, second race. But I don't know, I feel kind of bad for you, actually, that you couldn't race with us.
Well, I guess it's still true that the last time Progress won a race to World First, Anfal was in the roster in Tier 11, and since then we haven't won anything. I guess that's still kinda true after today?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, it's, yeah. Bro, you're the difference maker, bro. Show us in Hof, bro, what you can do. This is the next race, right? Like, it's hopefully kind of soon. We don't know. Blizzard communication is at top, as always, so surely we know soon when the race actually releases.
I'm just really happy that there are 3 guilds in the conversation, and the people in the chat were really hyped. They wanted to see what you guys had been cooking. It was great. Before I let you go, because I want to talk to some other people as well, possibly, do you have, like, anything to say to the whole Progress situation? What do you think it was fair? What happened to us? Do you think we should have handled it differently? It's just interesting to hear on other guilds. Don't be too politically correct.
No,
like,
bro,
give me your honest feeling on this.
I don't care, bro. Like, I'm full honest, bro. Like, first, bro, when you entered that and you did it like a second time because you did the same in AQ with Fresh, bro, I was in Fresh. I found it funny, bro. Like, oh my god, Blizzard fucked up, ha ha ha. But now it happened to us, bro, and I was so mad. Like, it's actually mad. I was so tilted that we were in there. And maybe it's like better to communicate like with the other top guilds as well to like what we are doing, like if we go together, because I don't care, maybe that's too much, but I only care about you and the other race, like not that bad, because we are like the biggest competition and we should, I know, we push each other, right? So it's only us, but I think it's kind of fair because you did it once, then everyone was hating on you, and then you did it twice, bro. Like, I don't know, 3 times comes the chopper or something. Someone's like rapping this, so I don't know. I think it's fair. We could have communicated or something, but like just going without, I don't know, saying anything and then like how boring is it to win at 16 o'clock? Nobody can raid, people are working, and they just go in, bro. Like, what is this? You want to win like against, I don't know, some fucking non-working, who cares people, bro? Like, you want to win against the good people, right? And everyone prepared for 0, so I don't know, why do they go at 17 or whatever, bro? I don't know, so boring from my point of view. It's only from me, not from the guild. I'm speaking here.
No, but I asked you for your opinion. Like, you are our major competition together with Not That Bad, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. I would really like for one of the leadership of Progress to come on and just speak briefly about what happened and how they feel about it, but I don't think they will. So I guess we will never know, right? But I appreciate you speaking your mind on this matter.
Yeah, like, that's what I say, right? Like, we race against each other, not at, I don't know, like just to win, right? I don't know, just winning. And like, it's, I don't know, playing on illegal servers, bro, and then getting 25 people just to clear it as fast as, I don't know, like, right? I don't know. It feels so boring to me, just go to at 16. Like, would be way more hype to have now triple guild at 0, but instead, yeah. But it's also Blizzard's fault, right? Like, I can't blame, of course, too much because they put, I don't know, the rate up, and then, yeah.
So at 16 today, when it was known that world bosses were out, did your guild be like, oh, it's unfair, we shouldn't go and do world bosses, we will wait for the actual race time? Or did you guys go and do world bosses? Or...
No, of course, we still did it, right? Like, we did the world bosses, but it was like 16, so we could still communicate it with the other guilds, like what we were doing, if we were using the gear or not. With the other competition, as I said before, that I only care about the competition, not about like winning or whatever. I care about winning against good people, not at the time or whatever. I don't know how to say it. I gone?
No, I'm still here. But congratulations to your team. I will see if I can get somebody from Not That Bad to come on and tell me a bit about how they felt, and then maybe Shoop gets a chance to say something. I wish you good luck in Heart of Fear and Terrace of Endless Spring.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, as long as it's not straight up hate speech or breaking the terms of service.
I just want to hype up Ken, bro. Like, I don't know, everyone who did like put in the work, right? It was so much PTR, like going every second weekend, and everyone, like, I don't know, put time off and made that happen, right? Otherwise, without the people, we couldn't have done it. And then, yeah, special shoutouts to T-Dev, Ken, 4G, Carrick as well, like everyone, right, in the backlines who did all the work. And yeah, W Ken, bro. He's a GOAT.
Yeah, I think it's really nice when a leader that got requested to get interviewed takes time to show appreciation to the people that is working together with. Go celebrate with your boys, and I'll see if I can get one of your guys to come on. Thank you so much for taking the time, Bradley. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Unfall. Sorry for memeing on you yesterday with the picture. Sorry.
I would have... no, actually, I wouldn't have done the same. I actually hate you for linking that. I'll show the chat... exactly what you did, because it's fucking disgusting. Like, this is not okay. This officer, by the way, comes on my chat and says, Anfal, I sent you something. And he sends me this picture with... I went 52 Shadowpan heroics for this fist weapon. 52, man. Do you have anything? Do you want to say anything now that people are listening, or... You think this is acceptable behavior as a... Hello? Do I still have you? Hello? He left the call, actually. Alright. Alright. He hella fast got out of that call. It's just funny. Alright, let's see. I think I have it here, right? Okay, let me see if I can get somebody else.
Who am I playing? I'm with animals, bro. I go to the zoo if I wanna play with animals, not in this raid.
So, can I See.
Who am I playing? I'm with animals, bro. I go to the zoo if I wanna play with animals, not in this raid. Who am I playing? I'm with animals, bro. I go to the zoo if I wanna play with animals, not in this raid.
Okay,
Who am I
I've
playing? I'm with animals,
tried
bro.
to
I go the
contact
zoo if I wanna play with
Dice.
animals,
We
not
will
in
see if he picks up the phone or not. While we do that, let's call this guy. See if he picks up. Let's see if he picks up.
Yo, yo.
Yo! So your voice hasn't really been on the show previously, but I'm hoping that it's a voice that my audience is gonna get to hear again. Can you just briefly introduce yourself, Dice?
Yeah, so I'm Dice. I play in the guild Not That Bad. One of the leaders of that guild. Just started with this whole speedrunning thing. Or doing the raid fast. Previously played in Beef Bar when that was a guild. So and have a history of retail experience as well behind that. So
Yeah, I think
That
that goes pretty far. I could see the little Death's Demise title flaunting in front of my face, reminding me of our loss in Tier 8. I believe you were
Yeah.
playing back then as well, right?
yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so this was the great return of the old Beef Bar squad, now under a new banner. You guys finished second, just like seconds behind Newman, who barely won. Have you gotten a chance to digest what happened? How do you feel like the team performed?
Yeah, I mean, as a first race back, we have a lot of new faces that have never done this kind of racing before, so it was not an expectation for us to win. Obviously, we were extremely close in this case, but yeah, I think it is like 15 new people and 10 people from the old Beef Bar. We have some old Nota players and some people from the guild therapy as well. So the feelings right now is obviously a bit sad due to the close loss, but still happy about how we performed under pressure. We had some very scary situations come up that we weren't really prepared for due to having additional damage in gear. But yeah, I think we recovered properly, and yeah, we hope to do better in the next race basically and go for the win.
Yeah, there was one situation in particular, I believe it was on Spirit Kings, where you guys had a nasty overlap with the volley and the cleave from the boss. Like, do you feel like the team just collapsed there, or did people handle it well? How did you feel like Spirit Kings went?
I think we handled it very well for what happened. We had never seen that overlap before. We were not expecting it at all. It was good. It was very good that we didn't wipe there, and I think I mean, we could have obviously handled it better, but yeah, I'm still happy with the outcome there. So
Yeah, we were kind of on the edge of our seats there, thinking you guys were going to lose your lead, but it was only up until the very last boss that Newman overtook you. Did something happen when you were trying to get the druids in, or why did that take so long? You were in the lead, Dice.
yeah, I mean, the bigger issue happened like what 8 minutes earlier after we killed Spirit Kings, and we're gonna go down and do the skip. And our patrol timing is just the worst because we had deaths in the end. So I think we lost around 30 to 40 seconds there. The druid transition went okay. We had a couple of people press invis potion or press second potion on Elegon, so they couldn't invis pot as well, which slowed us down a bit. But generally speaking, the skips earlier on and the sloppy trash pull in front of Elegon is basically why I think we lost most of our lead, and yeah, I lost eventually. So
Yeah, because I was watching Newman on the main monitor. They were the favorites. You guys were at the top corner. I was watching your POV. but it became kind of clear early that you guys were kind of cranking and pulling ahead. Your trash segments were good, your boss kills were equal to Newman, and then they barely won against you from Elegon to Will of the Emperor, pretty much. Your comp had many people in Twitch chat going like 11 hunters, question mark, question mark.
Yep.
Do you feel like in hindsight that it was the correct call to go for this many hunters, or do you feel like you misread the meta? What do you think?
I think we kind of very early had the idea of this hunter comp, and we might have had a bit of horse blinds due to it, because it felt very comfortable to play on the PTR, and they were extremely strong. And with the announcement of like epic enchants, or what's it called, like the epic enchants, the dancing steel and such being locked behind Shadow Pan, we were also thinking that okay, Hunter is getting even stronger here. Then it got slightly nerfed and then slightly buffed, or like slightly tuned up again, and we thought there is no reason for us to change anything. And basically the class tuning came in after the MSV testing was already over and we had committed to this comp. In hindsight, we could have changed a couple of things, adding a second rogue potentially to make the trash segments more like easier to perform would probably have been a great addition, and probably would have changed the outcome of this race due to having double shroud skip downstairs. But generally speaking, I'm happy with the comp, and don't think we probably should have. We definitely shouldn't have changed it after testing had concluded, essentially.
Yeah, so right before I got you on the call, I was talking to Relly, and he was saying that something that was scaring them this time around was that it was 8 weeks between their final testing and the race we got today. How did you personally feel? Did you feel like we got this shit, or were you feeling it when it was about to start?
I was very much feeling the 8 weeks of no testing rust, basically. We obviously had went through it, and I felt comfortable. Kind of helped as well that it's such a short race, so it's not that, and you basically just need to remember certain pain points where you can make sure to like the things that are really important, and the rest of them are minor time saves at best, if unimpactful at worst. So no, I think I mean, it was not great. I'm not gonna say it was great to have that long of a time, but I knew that everyone was under like have the same issue here, so I wasn't that afraid of it. I thought everyone was gonna be a bit rusty and have some sort of mess up happening during the race. So
yeah, I would say that this is probably the first time in a long time in Classic that we finally have 3 dogs fighting for the bone. See, ever since Nota took a step back when Kata came out, we've kind of missed having multiple guilds in the conversation. I think everybody is interested. Are you guys planning to keep going for MOP, or are you like going anywhere else? What are you guys plan now?
There is no plan for us to go anywhere else. We are committed to probably the entirety of MOP, so that is the plan for right now. What happens after, we haven't is obviously for the future to see. But we are very happy with our roster right now. We're very happy with the people in the guild, with the vibe in the guild, and looking forward to do this expansion the best we can. Kind of happy as well that it's tier 14 that comes out first, as the 2 big races are basically TOT and Siege, being the equivalent of like Ulduar and ICC in Wrath, I would say. So yeah, we feel confident going forward, and just looking up from here.
Yeah, I was about to finish with the question regarding, so tier 14 is getting divided into at least 2 releases. We still don't have an official announcement if we're getting Heart of Fear and Terrace of Endless Spring at the same time, or if it's gonna get gated again. If you were the person to decide, how would you want for Blizzard to do it?
Well, if I could have decided, I would have definitely had them release all the 3 raids at the same time. No gating at all. It would have been a very fun and very difficult race to, for example, do something like Show Fear with 2 or like 484 eye level, maybe you would be, if you have gotten around that eye level. And it would have been a lot more interesting in planning, because this comp that we ran into with today would not have been obviously something we would have played in that case, as you would have needed to consider loot spread and such to have the best possible idea. And this feels a bit also short, and something that it feels now that we are gonna go into farm mode for a couple of weeks in MSV, and it's gonna be an arms race between the 3 top dogs, and about who can do the most split and how do the most degenerate class stack or loot spread for next tier, which obviously is not something I personally prefer. I think anyone in my team prefers either. So yeah, that's my take on the whole thing, at least.
Okay, I'm gonna draw you a hypothetical right now. Let's say Heart of Fear and Tears of Endless Spring comes out in 2 weeks. It's supposed to come out at midnight, but at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, your guild notices that, holy fuck, we can enter right now, and you have 25 people online. How will you guys handle it if that happens?
Yeah, so I think how we will handle it is how we handled it today, probably, where we had 25 people online in the raid, ready to pull the first trash pack, and then we said, maybe we don't do this. This is a pretty dumb idea. Let's walk out. And so we did. So that's how we would probably handle it that time as well.
Yeah, I wish we would have had the same track of thought, but apparently we didn't. So I guess we became an example now for everyone to not replicate.
Yeah. I mean, AQ was the first. It was AQ, and now this. So I guess they didn't take too kindly to doing it the second time.
Well, now we live and we learn, I guess. I guess the ban is up in two more hours, and then we're unbanned, I guess. So
Yep.
I guess we go for rank 1 speed week 1 or something. That we will try to do.
Yeah, that's a good category. Very competitive, so...
So, before I send you off, do you have any shout-out, anything you want to say before you're off?
Yeah, I mean, I got a shout-out, of course. I realized I had forgot one of the guilds that was a part of creating this this project. So I want to shout out Brother Company as well, and the people from there, as that is the 4 pillars of Not That Bad, what this guild is created on. So yeah, of course I need to shout out them as well.
That's really good. That's really kind of you to do that as well. So I wish you a good evening. Go celebrate with your team that you guys are back, and I'll hope to interview you after the next race in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yep, good night, guys.
Yep.
Cheerio.
Have a good one. Bye.
Alright, guys. So that was the Brewmaster tank on the side of Not That Bad. Let's see. I think I might have something else, actually. What else do we have? Oh, we kind of have to do this. It's become a tradition at this point. We've talked to this guy. This is a back-to-back-to-back that we call this guy. 3 races in a row. Let's see if he picks up the phone. Jebber says, oh! Well,
Yo,
hello
what up,
there.
man? It's like, this is hard to get in contact with. I apologize so much.
Oh, you're a very busy man. I guess you're out celebrating with the boys, probably doing a couple lines, maybe popping the champagne. Am I right?
Something like that.
Something like that, something like that. So, for the people who don't know, could you just briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Shoop. I am the back-to-back-to-back world champion warrior player from Lumen. Yeah, that's me.
No, that's enough. I don't want to know anything else about you, but what I do want to know about is how did it feel today? Did it go as you hoped?
Nah, I played kind of bad. Or the one thing I told myself that I didn't want to fuck up on, I fucked up on. And then I feel like the raid, we as a raid also played very bad. Like we ninja pulled trash. We almost wiped on second boss. We had like a bunch of deaths, all around. We just had a bunch of deaths and a bunch of mistakes, which could honestly be chalked up to like we haven't really like PTR. The last round of PTR of MSV was almost like it was over a month ago now, right? So, but of course we've had anyways, but yeah, it was a while ago, so I'm not sure.
So when you say something like that, it of course makes me and my audience kind of wonder, what is it that you didn't want to fuck up, and what did you fuck up, Shoop?
Me personally, what I fucked up on was on Spirit. Spirit Kings is the boss before Elegon, right?
Yep.
The Four Kings. Yeah. I looked back on the VOD and I ate the Pillage once, which is the spinny thing and 50% damage reduction. I ate that once, which was very, very hard to see looking back on it, but I still ate it, which is like, it's a mistake. And then before that even, our Ret didn't stun. He twice, or 3 times I think, he didn't stun on the dark thing where you take also 50%, you deal 50% damage when you hit into it. And I just didn't stop hitting. I was assuming like, oh, he'll just stun it, but like because it's always been consistent on PTR, but this time he just didn't stun it 3 times. So I got like feedback on that too. So during like on that fight, I had like for a full minute I did 50% reduced damage, which just felt like it just tilted me to the end of the earth.
Yeah, I mean that boss is just Omega grief. If one guy doesn't do his assignment, or if you're not paying super attention to what's happening, you get punished instantly. Have you had a chance to look back at the race? Do you already know where you guys pulled ahead, etc.?
I heard from some whispers that we pulled ahead because we were really quick to swap before the last boss, and we were really like fast to just get there. I heard that like up until then we were like pretty much behind, and honestly, it feels insane to me that we win considering the amount of mistakes we made as a raid. I think that Dragon Soul and Firelands, at least Dragon Soul was a harder raid to race, and I think we played that much better than we did this. So, yeah.
No, I think you heard right about the fact that you guys were kind of trading places. You guys were ahead for maybe the first boss, but after Feng, you were behind up until Elegon. When Elegon died,
Really?
Not That Bad was still ahead by maybe 10-15 seconds. But then they had some mistakes happening with some invis not happening, some distracts. I'm not 100% sure, but DICE was talking about that they failed a couple of segments there. So all of a sudden, you guys were ahead. You guys had your druids ready to go, and you pulled Will of the Emperor maybe 5-6 seconds ahead, and then you had a really good Will of the Emperor from the looks of it.
No, I really need to watch back. The one sad thing about racing is that it's very fun to do it, but you don't really get to see the excitement of your production and of every like. I can't sit there and have like all the streams open. It's like, oh shit, these guys are ahead, which is really fun. I wish I could do that, but I'm just like there. I'm like in the dark. I don't know if we're ahead or not. We were like almost wipe on the second boss. I'm like kind of mental dooming. I feel like I play horrible. I'm just like there. I'm like wallowing in my own despair, but then somehow like everyone starts yelling on Discord when we kill the boss, and I was like, wait, we actually won? That's fucking insane. So I mean, it is of course fun racing, but you do miss out on that. I need to go back and watch your stream. That's for sure. Are you gonna upload it to YouTube maybe?
I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna publish the VOD, but usually since I play copyrighted the music, it's gonna get copyright striked like off the face of the earth. So hopefully I'm gonna try to download it and have it uploaded somewhere that isn't as restrictive. But okay, so I have a couple more questions for you. Number one of the major competitors into this race sadly wasn't able to compete today for very sad circumstances. Do you have anything you would like to comment on this?
Well, I sort of ranted about this on my stream right when I started. I'll just say what I said on my stream. I think it was a very dumb decision to go into MSV. But, like, I understand why the decision was made. And I'm not gonna say that Progress were stupid for doing it. Because you probably just hear, oh, raid's out, panic, we have to go in. Or, like people panic each other up. Like, oh my god, what if other people are going? Wait, we see these guys are in the raid, we have to go. So they just kind of assume, okay, we need to do this. Me personally, I was at the gym when all this shit happened, when the world bosses were out and shit. If someone told me to go and come home and play, I would have said, nah, bro, go find someone else, because I mean it's already over at that point. Do I think Progress deserved to get banned for it? I don't think so, because I don't think they did it out of they wrote something on the blue post where they were like, oh, we don't want people to like abuse the system or like nefariously maliciously tried to get loot, and I don't think that was it at all. I think you guys just, people panicked and they just like, oh my god, raid's out, we have to go. But I think it was even though it was a panic made decision, I still think it was a bit dumb to do.
Yep. I was in a similar situation as you. People are asking me, Anfal, were you banned? Were you banned? I was doing tummy trading with my daughter, and I
hell
got
yeah.
my phone was blowing up, and people were like, "The raid is out, the raid is out." And I was in the sofa, a couple meters away from the computer, and I was like, "But it's like 6 hours left," and so I didn't get banned. So I'm not
That's
banned.
nice.
I mean, it's
Wait, how
nice,
long are you
but I
banned for,
didn't
by
get
the
to
way?
play either, so I don't know. I can't really celebrate.
That's sad. I mean, hey, at least you got to make a very nice watch party. If,
Well, yeah.
I guess you've been doing that a couple of tiers in a row now, so I guess you wanted to play. But
Yeah, I said so to Relly at the start of that the last time I was in a race to world first, Progress won, which was tier 11. Ever since then,
Oh,
I've just been
shit.
doing shoutcasts, and I was supposed to play tonight, but I guess we shoutcast instead. So you guys keep getting content, and I keep getting farmed, I guess.
no, Heart of Fear, it turns around for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are their good luck charm, I mean, Progress wins next, I think.
I wish that would be the deciding factor. But before I let you off the hook, thank you for speaking your mind on this. I think it's very interesting, the whole situation with the early release and how different guilds tackle it. If you were the person in charge on how to release Heart of Fear and Terrace of Endless Spring now, what would be your ideal scenario? How should they do it?
How should they? Are you saying like should they release it both at the same time, or should they do a split release? Or should they release like a one raid and then the other raid like 2 weeks after?
If it was up to you, when would they do it? How would they do it?
Oh,
what do you think?
Okay. I think release both raids in 3 weeks, at the same time. I think that would be very fun, as a race. But I feel like what they're gonna do is they're gonna do 2 weeks and then Heart of Fear, then they're gonna do 2 weeks in Terrace. But if it was up to me, I would do both at the same time in 3 weeks.
Yep, that was similar to what DICE was hoping for. He was hoping for that they would do all 3 raids today, and it would actually make Terrace of Endless Spring really, really challenging to complete. Now, if we get a couple weeks of gearing, it's not going to be the same type of epic performance, so to speak. So I guess we
for
will see
sure.
what they decide to do.
DICE having a based opinion, I mean, that's nothing unusual.
It just sounds like what Swedish classic players usually have, am I right?
Yeah.
It's just in our gene seed that there's nothing much more. Is there anything you want to say before I let you off the hook?
No, man. I have to go watch your stream and check it out because again, you do some. It's very sad that I race. It's fun, but it's sad that I can't watch at the same time. So I'm gonna have to go watch it back. Thank you very, very much for doing what you're doing.
Now, thank you very much for competing. If it wasn't for other guilds pushing, I don't think Progress would be panicking about raids releasing early. So you guys are definitely pushing us to pushing you, so to speak. So have a good evening, Shoop, and I'll see if I can get somebody else on the line here.
Hell yeah, bro. See ya, man.
Yep, good night.
Good night.
Oh, it looks like my daughter is awake. I'm showing where the camera is angled, so my wife knows that it's safe to do a diaper swap. If you hear a lot of crying in the background of my mic, it's 50-50 that it is my daughter that is crying, but it could also very well be Progress people that are banned that you keep hearing. Let's see if he picks up the phone. There is one more guy I wanted to talk to before we call it. One last. Unless you guys in the chat have someone you really want me to talk to, of course. I think we
Yo,
actually...
who this?
Yo! I think everybody pretty much knows your voice right now. Do you have a minute?
Sure. I got plenty of minutes because we don't have anything to celebrate. So.
All right. So I know your guild had a goal of finishing top 5. It didn't quite go like that. I didn't really see your POV. Can you just briefly tell me a little bit, Riani, how did it go for your guild tonight?
We were on track for realm, or I mean world like 3rd or 4th, something like that. I'm not quite sure what it ended up actually being close to, but we were victims of the good old beta bug where the swings from the last boss goes where it's not supposed to. So I mean, you can pull up my vault if you want to and just take a look. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, the swings from the decimating blade were undodgeable, so we lost to Blizzard. So both you and me, Anfal, we lost to Blizzard today.
Hey, look, don't. What happened to you guys is a bug. I think what happened to us is something else entirely. But let me see if I can find. Also, I just want to say for the record, I didn't get banned. Okay, so.
No, I know.
Jokes on you. Okay, is this before or after disaster? I need to see. So I have your VOD here. This might be interesting. So people, I don't think that many of the guilds were streaming that much on the PTR. So can you just briefly explain the bug for my audience so they are up to speed?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the bugged one. It could be. I think it's too. Yeah, no. Yeah, go back. Here we go. Okay. Is this it?
If I go back here, we're at Elegon.
No. It's like during the boss fight, right? So
yeah. So this is the first pull.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So just leave it rolling here, and you will see something great in just a minute here. Okay, I got a stack. Okay.
Oh, that one was a bit hard to see.
Okay, get another stack. There.
Oh, you got hit there again.
Oh, we get another stack.
Oh, you got hit 3rd time.
Get a 4th stack there.
Oh no.
We get
and the weak aura is also wrong, right? You have the green arrows to help you if the visual, but that one is also not picking it up, correct?
Yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't matter.
There you got stack number 7, minus 70. Okay, and you've lost like 8 people. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. This is what they made a blue post about fixing, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
I think after the last round of PTR, they made a post about that they had fixed this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is disaster.
Good
so around this time, it's 12:43, 43 minutes in. So you guys were almost going for top 3 at this point.
I think some people were saying like top 4 maybe. But I mean, I would have been happy with that for sure. We did have a little bit of a snafu on Elegon, like after the boss died.
Yeah.
The platform still went up, and we wasted a lot of time there. But yeah, it was ultimately the wipe at the end that kind of made us fall behind. Ironically enough, it's mostly that the melee that we're in ended up dying.
Yeah.
Because we used all of our combat reses, and then when our other tank died, who only had 1 stack, we didn't have a combat res for him. So I actually never died, despite going up to 9 and 10 stacks. Surely a bloody case was just a little bit broken. Clothiani had the rise of Clothiani has prepared me for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you can turn it around to a little advertisement for the Blood DK, of course. But apart from the disaster with the bug and the dance fading and everything, apart from that, are you happy with the guild's performance?
Yeah, I think we did well. I was kind of a little bit worried for going into a new strat that we hadn't used before on Elegon, for example. Trying it out for the first time on live servers, and then as well we didn't always have the best track record on Spirit Kings of maybe hitting some shields a little prematurely, and we did hit shields for sure, but we ended up doing it just fine.
Right. Okay, so hitting a couple of shields, no real wipes up until the final boss. Things are going pretty well. Now, you finished 6th. I know you're not happy with this, but you can't really blame your team too much. Did you feel like you had a good read on the meta, or did you kind of have to go with whatever people were comfortable with? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
It was mostly, I would say, going with people were comfortable with. the tuning for a lot of classes came late, and at that point we'd already done our practice, and there was no opportunity for us to really try to bring something else and utilize that. So we kind of just ended up what we thought was strong in the beginning when we practiced Mogoshon Fall, and yeah, after that, I'm sure we could have had some picks that were a little bit better, but overall, I think we were pretty fine.
Yeah, I mean, if the first Will of the Emperor wouldn't have ended that badly, if you look at the Mogushan Vault end time, the guild that finished third, the Russians, finished at 1246, and you were at 1243 when disaster happened. So, I mean, top 4 at least, if it would have been a bit more stable. It's possible.
Yeah, so it seems.
All right. So, do you have any finishing words, Rihanna? Something you want to say before I try to get somebody else on the line?
I mean, if Blizzard's watching, it is what it is about Mogoshon Vault. Perhaps you can remedy it by giving back Bloody Case the vengeance scaling on army, so that we can keep playing Bloody Case past this raid as well. That'd be great.
Are you trying to turn Blizzard failing to properly script the end boss in a race to world first Mogoshon Vaults to be about vengeance scaling for Bloody Case?
It seems like the appropriate thing to do.
Alright, it's really good that you decided to use this platform for not spreading propaganda for tanks in this expansion when they're already giga broken. I'm really happy that I gave you the chance to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. If you ever need to have me back on, just let me know.
Yep, I mean, you're the first guy I'm gonna call if I ever need somebody to vouch for tanks needing buffs.
That's an honor. That's an honor.
Alright, I wish you a great night, Rihanna. I look forward to seeing you in the race to Heart of Fear and Tears of Endless Springs. I would assume that you guys are not throwing in the towel by any means.
No. We'll be going strong. I think our niche is not necessarily going fast. It's going at a controlled rate and not wiping. That's ultimately what got us the rank 3 in Dragon Soul. We were not going fast, but we did it without wipes, and that would have been the case this time around as well. Obviously, this raid is a little bit easier, but I think that other guilds that might be faster than us might not have the same control as us when it comes to the encounter, and I think in a harder raid like Heart of Fear and TOS, I think that might favor us. So we'll see.
So, I'm gonna actually give you a chance to address this as well, because you are a guy that has your ear to the street. You know the pulse of the classic community. You're a content creator, you're a raider in a guild that is competing, controlled, yet kinda paced. I wouldn't call you guys slow by any means. So, let's say, I'm gonna draw up a scenario here. 2 weeks from now, Heart of Fear releases. It's 4 p.m. You guys have 25 people ready to play. What do you do when it's 8 hours before the raid is officially releasing? What do you tell your guildies?
Well, I did get a lot of pings in Discord. Let's put it that way. But even Stepbrothers, the guild that is not filled with the smartest people, said, you know what? How about we don't do this? How about we just play it cool and wait for the actual race? I think that's the right thing to do. And that's what happened.
Did you guys do any world bosses though?
We didn't use any loot from the world bosses.
Did that feel like the right thing to do? To do world bosses 8 hours early?
I didn't say anything about us doing any world bosses.
That's true. I was just drawing up another hypothetical because you sounded a little bit judgmental there.
I would never.
Nah, it's good. Everybody.
From personal experience, of course, I'm not talking about any guild in specific. Yeah, I'm just talking about personal experience, what happened to us, of course.
No, it's all good, man. I think everybody in Progress are feeling kind of stupid now with the way that it happened. Of course, people didn't feel great about what we did, So, I mean, there's nobody here that is upset or anything. If anything, we are a little bit unhappy with Blizzard, I would say. Not with getting banned, but maybe with communication, how things randomly just seem to happen in this expansion so far. How do you feel about how they're handling Mist of Pandaria? I know you love this expansion. Maybe
So-
you have signed an NDA and you're not actually allowed to talk about this. If that is okay, you can blink twice.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that because I've never heard anything from Blizzard in my life. So, I don't have anything to sign because there are no papers. But I do think this expansion is kind of cool because there are hands-on. But for the love of God, like hire someone to write like one post or something, man. How hard can it be? It's communication has been so bad. It's insane that we still we got the first look at the changes over the last month today. All of the hot fixes and classes and everything like that, and we still don't have a date for Heart of Fear and Terrace. I'm trying to book a little vacation for me and my wife. It's just not happening because we don't know when it's gonna the TOS is gonna come out. It's insane.
Yep, I'm in the same situation. It's summer here in Sweden. Me and my wife and my friends are trying to plan the summer, what to do, and I still don't know when my guild needs me for whatever they might need me for, and it's causing a lot of stress, and I'm not alone in this. Please, for the love of God, Blizzard, give us a timeline so that people can say, yes, I can play, or no, I cannot play. Because right now, people are leaving their schedules open, and it's causing them to really dislike the game. Alright, Rihanni, I'm gonna let you off the hook now. Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope Heart of Fear and Terrace of Endless Spring, you don't have similar bugs as you had today.
There'll be some bugs in Heart of Fear, but I hope that they will be planned.
Go get that top 5, bro. I wish you a good evening.
You too. I hope to see you in the race in Heart of Fear and in Toast. Looking forward to seeing Progress actually play.
I mean, if it's up to me, I would love to play, but who knows what we do the next time. You never know with Progress what we decide to do. Alright.
The new method.
Alright. Have a good night. Cheerio.
You too. Thanks.
Alright, guys. That was Rihanni. Main tank of Step Brothers. Also a friend and a content creator. So, do we have anyone else that we would like to talk to about? I feel like I know a guy. Alright guys, I'm just gonna quickly go and piss and wait for a response here. So be right back. Hey. I think we're about to wrap this production up. I don't think anybody else is picking up the phone right now. I think maybe I want to say something about what happened to my guild. I'm no leadership, but maybe I have something that I want to speak on this actually. Because there's so much secrecy and so much progress doesn't communicate with anyone on the outside that it's very easily that the narrative gets controlled by people who just don't have any idea what they're talking about, and they make up stories in their head why progress does the things that they do. So maybe I should just explain why some decisions were made, not from a leadership standpoint, but just from the way that I see it. So let me just switch the music up a little bit and I'll just briefly go over how I see what happened here today. And this is just how I see it, right? This isn't like it's not like there's one truth. Let's see here. Okay. I would love to be able to draw here, but I don't think it works for me. I think they changed something, so I don't think I can. Open source projector preview. Nope. That doesn't work. Okay. So this is the way that I see what happened today is that... Oh shit. Gotta stay in camera. So what happened today is that since Monday last week, I have pretty much lived inside of this game, right? I have put my life on hold. I wouldn't say I've been absent, but I haven't been as present as I want to be with my daughter and my wife. And my wife has been super supportive because this is probably one of my last rodeos of competitive WoW before I take a step back from the competitive scene and only focus on shoutcasting, because competitive WoW simply takes too long, right? So I've been playing a lot. Like, I've really enjoyed it. I've been putting so many hours in. I was so excited about playing the race tonight. Finally, Enhancement Shaman is so back, and the class is good. Like, this isn't... It's not like I'm getting a spot because they're being nice to me. Like, Enhancement Shaman is so back, is all I want to say. So, I'm super stoked. I play all day, try to get the Mogushan, try to get Shadowpan fist weapon. Shit doesn't drop, naturally. I tried. I go to bed at, I believe it's 3 PM. Let me check the timeline. I go and take a nap at 3 PM. Yes. Because I know it's gonna be a long night and I don't want to be too exhausted. I go sleep. At around 5 PM exactly.
So in DPS, it doesn't matter what your actual number is. All that matters is what you identify as. If you identify as 15k DPS, in my eyes, I would treat you as if you're 15k DPS.
Hey, I can't really see who that was. Thank you so much, whoever it was that resubbed. Means a lot, man. A subscriber always feels great that you guys support me, but a resub means that you keep appreciating the shit that I do. But at 5 PM today, for some reason, Mogushan Palace? No, Mogutian Vaults and World Bosses are just live. Like, it was supposed to come out 7 hours later, but it comes out at 5 p.m., not at midnight. Everybody goes crazy. How the fuck did Blizzard accidentally release content 7 hours earlier? On 5 p.m. exactly. So instead of midnight, it's 5 p.m. 7 hours off. I'm just gonna go ahead and guess. And guess it's the fact that somebody had put in a script or a schedule for when the raid was supposed to release. And they fucked up. They miscounted by 7 hours. So instead of getting it at 0000, we got it at 1700. It happened exactly as the time hit 5 p.m. That is not a coincidence. That is something that was put in there by someone. By someone who doesn't understand time zones. This is just my speculation. Somebody fucked up. Your Progress right now. Progress has put in a lot of effort into this Mist of Pandaria launch. They've played PTR. Leadership decides to ping everyone. World bosses are up. Let's do world bosses. Because other people are doing world bosses. Somewhere, somebody mentions that, guys, didn't this exactly happen on Anniversary just a couple of weeks ago? And they accidentally opened the raid. A decision is made. Look, I am not at the computer at this point. I don't even have notifications on Discord. I don't want to get woken up by fucking cringe. Like, when I am offline, I'm offline. This is what I need to do. You know? I have no idea this is going on. Progress then pivots away from world bosses to see, is the raid actually open? They go into the raid instead of doing world bosses. Everybody else is doing world bosses. Like, I know tonight I've spoken to a lot of people and they've been like, oh, it was a mistake to go in, it was a mistake to do the race. But apparently it wasn't a mistake to go and do world bosses when they were also released. Anyway, Progress pivots away from world bosses to going inside of a raid. I wasn't there. I didn't play. Inside, they start clearing the raid. They start killing stuff. Because they are like, Blizzard fucked up. They fucked up. I guess this is the race. So, like, people in our guild is like, they fucked up. This is the race. We can't let this chance go. And other guilds are doing world bosses, getting gear, and we're just hammering away, right? I'm not at the computer at this point. I'm with my daughter. Because I have daughter time. I want to spend time with my daughter, who is just an infant, right? By the time I get back to the computer, Progress has filled the roster with people who are supposed to be in the race at midnight, but also people who just happen to be online. And they kill everything up to Spirit Kings.
Stop wasting my time, week 6 of Yoke 1 Light. Can you explain how this works?
Hey, thank you so very much for the raid, man. Sadly, I can't see when I'm in this dark void who it is, but I appreciate it. Hopefully my chat updates soon. They kill 3 bosses, they get to Spirit Kings. Around this time, somebody at Blizzard is like, holy fucking shit, what is going on? And just kicks everybody out. They delete Mogutian Vaults from the database. You can't find it anywhere. You can't find it in your... I think I linked a picture. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Yeah, so I think they just delete Mogutian Vaults from the game files. And the reason why I think that's what they did is because the Dungeon Journal also removes it. At this time, I get back to the computer, and I'm like, what? Why do I have a ping 20 times? And I see a bunch of people in Progress Discord And I joined the Discord and I'm being like, what the fuck is going on? I just sit there quiet and listen to them.
In DPS, it doesn't matter what your actual number is. All that matters is what you identify as. If you identify as 15k DPS, in my eyes, I would treat you as
Thank you
if
so
you're
very much
15K
for the
DPS.
sub, man. Really appreciate the tug. But I sit there in Discord and I hear how everybody's like, what happened? Did they remove Mogushan Vaults? What's gonna happen? And between like 6 p.m. and maybe 8 p.m., plenty of Progress people cannot log in. Because they are in Mogushan Vaults, but it's been deleted, kinda. They then get their characters back. And it's like, okay, I guess we still have a raid ID and everything. And then there's a discussion in Progress where it's like, okay, did other guilds also do this? And we quite quickly realized that nobody on Gehennas did it. But did somebody else do it somewhere else? And we're like, holy fuck, are we the only people who did this? There were some other guilds that also killed like the first boss and shit, but none of the serious guilds. All of the serious guilds were busy doing world bosses, getting gear for the actual race. So we're sitting there like, okay, I start my stream because I'm like, I guess I play at midnight. So I go get ready, I set up, I do it. And then everybody is outside of Mogushan Vaults. We have an ID with 3 bosses killed. Where like, there's some discussions in the guild. I don't want to say who's on what side, but I am on the side that thinks this is absolute horseshit. I'm partially upset because this is one of my final races that I get to play. And it's not even a race. Like, if we go in and we are on the 4th boss when others start, it's over. So I'm sitting there like, I guess I'll play, but what the fuck? And we're kind of thinking like, oh, maybe they reset the ID. You know, maybe we get a fresh ID. So we're sitting there with our cloaking devices equipped, ready to go in and do the invis skip at the start. Like, we're so ready that they're gonna just give us a fresh ID. And our line of reasoning is, other guilds have world boss gear. We have some bosses in Mogushan Vault gear. I would say that we are favored because of that item level, but not that much. But we are favored. If they would just reset the ID. So I'm sitting and praying that Blizzard just gives us a fresh ID. So we get to play. And 10 minutes before the gates open, everybody that is saved to the instance, not me, gets banned for 4 hours temporarily. So there's like me and maybe 5 others that weren't there at 5 p.m. None of us are banned. And I would have to say that when people get banned in our guild, it's like, people knew it was a risk that this could happen. It could be seen as an exploit, what we did. So people are like, I guess we got banned. And it's a bit like a balloon that doesn't pop, but instead the air just slowly goes out. It's very, very depressing in the Discord. Some people are laughing, but you can kind of tell that it's not because it's funny, it's more because it's just sad, man. Because the call was made to go in early because of... I'm gonna speculate now. The call to go in at 5 p.m. was made out of fear that others were gonna do it, so we must do it. It's a bit like it's like anxiety driven. That you're like, oh my god, if we don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it. We have to do it. And it's also that if we don't go in now and somebody else gets it, because we all know that Blizzard gave it away during AQ, right? Blizzard just opened AQ randomly, a guild got it, and there was like no repercussions or anything. So people in our guild was like, Blizzard fucked up, we have to go in, or we will lose all the prep, all the 52 Shadowpans people have been doing. It will be for nothing if we don't go. So the leadership in Progress is like, We can't let this slide, or we fail the people that have put in so much effort. I know this sounds twisted, but this is how scared and how much anxiety that is behind these decisions being made. It's easy to say now in hindsight that it was a bad decision, we got banned, blah 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 blah. And even if we wouldn't have gotten banned, I would still feel bad because I don't consider it a win if you're the only guild that happened to be online and go in to do it and stuff like that. I don't consider that a win. So I feel like it's a lose-lose. But I understand why leadership made the decision, because they feel like if we lose here because we don't take this opportunity, we are failing people in this guild that have put everything on the line. It's just a shitty situation that should never ever have happened if somebody at Blizzard wouldn't have released the fucking raids with a script at 5 PM instead of 12. This is incompetence at its finest. I think somebody says that if you instead of CET put CST, it's the correct release time if it's 5 PM. I don't know if that is true or not. But whatever reason it is that it was released at 5 PM is tragic. So I really don't want to put any blame on Progress leadership for anything that happened. We win together, we lose together. But yeah. I'm very sad for my guildies that have put in a lot of time and effort. I'm very sad for myself that was looking... I was so excited about playing tonight. I had done everything in my power to be prepared. I really wanted to show everyone what I could do. But now I don't get to do that. I was so excited about playing, and when I was standing outside of Magushan Vaults and 19 people in the guild got banned, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? I was like, can we go second characters? Can we try anyway? And people were like, my entire account is banned. I don't have a second character. So it was like, it's over. And I was just sitting there like, and now I don't get to compete. Because 7 hours prior, people went inside of Magushan Vaults, and now I don't get to play at all. All these weekends of prep, all of this work, these 52 Shadowpans, the sleep deprivation, all the time I took away from my wife and my child to prepare for this, and I don't even get to play. I don't even get to lose, man. Because of things that are completely out of my control. I wasn't even one of the people that went in. I'm just on the outside, and somebody else at Blizzard and the leadership at Progress made decisions that led to me not being able to do this.
So, in DPS, it doesn't matter what your actual number is. All that matters is what you identify as. If you identify as 15k DPS, in my eyes, I would treat you as if you're 15k DPS.
Here you can see, I'm not banned. Like, my account is fine. I'm standing outside of MSV, and it's just... I'm just bricked, man. And I don't really... I just want to make it really clear that I personally don't care if I win or lose a race, but I was really excited about playing. I'm really happy for the people that tuned into the Shoutcast, and I got to do that. In the future, I will be doing so many Shoutcasts, and it will be way more prepared than I was tonight. And I have so much I want to do, but today I wanted to play so badly. I really wanted to play, and now I don't get to play. Yeah. I think I pretty much spoke about the situation now, what it's like from the inside of Progress. Because, again, I feel like Progress doesn't communicate with the community We just do random shit, and people from the outside have this idea about why we do the things we do, and they control the narrative, and they make us out to be these villains. It's really not that deep. It's just sad, the situation. Sulegod says, maybe I'm being hypocritical, but I think you guys have always looked for the gray area advantages and also blacked out streams because you put pressure on yourself too much. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this is the what do you say? The dark side of being a guild that has been around for so long. You have been the victim, and you have also been the, what do you say, the perpetrator of abusing bugs, loopholes, gray areas. Like, there's so much water under the bridge. In a guild like Progress, people know about the competitive scene in Classic so in depth that there's so many people in Progress that I think a lot of people in Progress have the mindset that if we don't use this loophole, somebody else will. The only reason we are the guys doing it is because they don't have they didn't think about it. They would have done the exact same thing, and I think that mentality is very scary, where people in Progress or in other guilds or in other sports for that matter do things that they might not be morally okay with, but you tell yourself that if I don't do it, somebody else will do it to me. And I can't let that happen. I have too much invested in this. So, of course, Progress, its leadership, its players, me as well, are partially to blame. But I strongly feel like Blizzard is really fumbling. I think what happened in Ankiraji was terrible. I think they should have made a statement that it's just weird that this happens in Ankirai and people do it again now, and this time it's like unacceptable exploit, but that time it's kinda okay. Like, what happened between then and now? Something happened. I do think it's good that you put down the hammer and stop people from exploiting, but if the exploit is that a raid opens 7 hours too early, what about when Ruby Sanctum released? Ruby Sanctum opened Mist of Pandaria leveling. Mist of Pandaria leveling started 11 minutes too early. And you can be like, oh, but Anfall. Leveling starting 11 minutes early and a raid starting 7 hours early. Obviously, the 7 hours early release of a raid should raise a couple more eyebrows. But what I mean is that it's just a continuum that is constantly sliding with this company. What is it gonna be next time? Are you gonna release Heart of Fear 16 hours before? Is this the slide that we're on? I said it before the Shoutcast started, and I'll say it again. I think there should have been a rollback. All the items from raid bosses and world bosses should have been removed. All raid IDs should have been resetted. Give us a race. Just admit you fucked up. But instead, you punish the players who exploited that you released a raid too early and they had dedicated people online who were stressed the fuck out and decided to play. Again, I don't consider Progress to be a victim. I don't think a 4-hour ban is that severe, but it's enough to... I would, if I'm supposed to take accountability for mine and Progress actions, where is Blizzard's accountability in this? You guys have no responsibility. Let me read the blue post regarding the bans. What? I'm really gonna try to look now and see if I can find if there's a shred of accountability in this post, because me, a player who is not paid by any means to play this game, I'm supposed to be like taking accountability for things. Let me see if I can find it. Here's the forum post. Due to an issue earlier today, players were briefly able to encounter 43 minutes, I think, able to encounter world bosses in Mr. Pandaria ahead of the original scheduled release. 7 hours, by the way. We quickly returned the game to its intended state. Yeah, but you still let people keep the gear from the world bosses, from the raid. And we're now going to release world bosses early for everyone. Shaw of Anger and Galleon will become available again starting today when the Magushan Vaults opens. Please note, the world bosses did not have the ability to drop tier 14 raid gear. But they did drop PvP gear, I think. And they also dropped the quest item they give the epic boots. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Shaw of Fear dropped the quest item that gave the epic boots to people. So this is just them trying to make it look like, oh guys, it at least didn't drop tier. It didn't drop tier. They know very well that it dropped items that could influence the race. They know this. But they are deliberately withholding that information to make themselves look better. Guys, it was bad, but they did not drop the raid gear, by the way. We advise players to not use bonus rolls on Shaw of Anger unless you're hoping for PvP gear. Again, Shaw of Anger will not drop any PvE gear until the first weekly. Okay, whatever. Due to the same bug earlier today, Magushan Vault's raid was briefly accessible to players before being closed. I think this was during the same time window as world bosses, right? Again, I wasn't at the computer at this time. I was with my daughter. And a very small group of players were able to kill bosses inside. A very small group of players were able to kill bosses inside. To address this, we have identified all of the accounts that gained early access to the raid and were found to have killed a boss and have all been temporarily suspended. The suspensions are long enough to keep them out for a few hours. M-dash, by the way, like it's fucking ChatGPT written. Who the fuck M-dashes a blue post? A time frame that would include the first clears of Magushan Vault. We take fair play seriously. We believe that this is a case where the open raid was clearly unintended, and those who exploit such situations should gain no advantage from doing so. We take fair play seriously. I mean, look, I think it's correct to ban exploits. I think it's correct to give a 4-hour ban. But I just want people to understand that Blizzard definitely should be blamed partially for what happened here today. I'm happy that we got a great race out of it. Look, if not that bad, if we didn't have Newman and not that bad, they finished at 12:39.58. They finished 13 seconds later. It would be a 7-minute difference. Like, do you understand the difference? Like, a 7-minute diff between rank 2 and 3 is huge. Like, these two guilds are neck and neck. But these guilds are a bit behind. I'm sorry, but like 7 minutes in a 40-minute race is a lot. I'm very happy that we have 2 guilds now that were able to put on a show, because if Newman was the only guild going in tonight, it would have been a no-show. It would have been completely over. Even if Newman players are saying that they weren't too happy with their run, they had a bunch of mistakes, it wasn't clean. If it wasn't for not that bad, Newman would have destroyed everyone and the race would have been the most underwhelming race in a long time. But thanks to the fact that we have 3 guilds now that are competing, we got a good race despite one of the guilds getting banned. Sulegood says, of course I blame Blizzard, but you should have known better. The problem is, and I'm gonna try to explain to you again, is that I wasn't there, so when you say you should have known better, know that I had nothing to do with any of the decisions being made. and I was not one of the players getting banned. I was not there. So when you say you should have known better, you don't need to hold me accountable for things that my guild does. And I've explained, I think in a fair manner, that the Progress leadership that decided to go in 7 hours earlier than the raid releases did so because of fear that somebody else would do it and that Blizzard would not roll back, just like they didn't roll back AQ. Can you guys give me compelling evidence to support that the mistake that happened with AQ prematurely releasing would lead to this type of repercussions in the future? Because the way that many people saw it was that when this happened in AQ, because Blizzard didn't crack down hard enough on it, they were like, they fucked up again. I guess we have to go. You understand? Because of things that Blizzard did a couple weeks prior in how they handled that so poorly, that primed the outcome of people's decision making here today. So when you say you should have known better, that's a strong hindsight. Now, I don't agree with how any of this turned out and how decisions were made. I'm just explaining that it makes sense. Yebbers, as I said it before, Yebbis enhancement shaman in progress. Tons of emotions happening at the time. Yeah, exactly. People are panicking. Steve Meebo says, should we get banned because we started leveling 11 minutes earlier? Blizzard, a dollar startup company. That's what I mean, that now something released 7 hours early. Of course that is not okay. But almost every release that has happened competitively in WoW has had a sliding door when it comes to exactly when it's coming out. Is it going to be 5 minutes early? Is it going to be 11 minutes early, like Mist of Pandaria leveling? Is it going to be fucking 7 hours early, like it was today? Blizzard needs to fix this shit. Rumi says, I swear they just input the same time of the day for NA and EU, thus making the release early in EU. I do think that the raids just randomly appearing at 5 PM instead of midnight supports the hypothesis that this was just a time zone error. That whoever coded when it was supposed to become accessible and go live did not understand how to do time zones. Meyer says, after they kicked the raiders, did you expect a ban or a reset on lockout? We were talking about it. We had a race meeting at 11 PM, and the way we talked about it is that there are 4 different outcomes to what have happened earlier here today. Scenario A is that they just let us go in and continue our ID where we have 3 bosses killed and the race is pretty much over. Nobody was excited about this, but that's a possible scenario. Scenario B was that when we tried to go in, the ID would just be bricked. Like maybe everything is despawned, we wouldn't be able to play, and we simply wouldn't be able to continue. That was a possibility. Scenario C was that our raid lockout would just disappear, and we would get to play a fresh ID together with Newman and Not That Bad. That was what we were hoping for, and that is why we had Gnomish cloaking device equipped and everything, so that when we go in, we could do the skip and we could play a race. So we were hoping for that scenario. And the 4th scenario is that we would be split up. Basically that the people that played earlier in the day, they would have one raid. And people like me, who weren't there, we would be in a separate raid. And then we would have to summon in the people that were there at 5 PM, and nobody was excited about that. But we made contingency plans for all of those very weird hypothetical scenarios that nobody really knew what was gonna happen. Did we think that we were gonna get a temporary ban? No, But when it happened, people were mainly, like I said, it was like a balloon that just lost its air very slowly. Like, people were just like, huh, I guess this was the race. Like, it was really depressing how sad it became. Like I said, some people tried to laugh it off. Some people were like, oh my god, Blizzard, what a joke company. But most people just felt what I felt, like, I put so much time and effort into this and I don't even get to play. Got Crank in the Tank says, I feel like it was a fairly understandable reaction from Progress. I would most likely have done the same, as it's a competition and a competitive scene. Blizzard not knowing their stuff is on them, and people exploiting that should be seen as natural in a race. I think now that they cracked down on it, people will respect the release day hour. You know what I mean, Crank? That I think in the future, if the raid releases several hours early, people will not go in. But what if the raid releases 2 minutes early? 10 minutes early? 20 minutes early? You see, like, where do we draw the line for when it's acceptable to go in and race for World First in Classic? Today, the raid lasted for 39.5 minutes. And the difference between rank 1 and rank 2 was 13 seconds. What if the raid opens 8 minutes early? That's pretty much race over if you go in then, and others don't. Of course, going in 7 hours early is just a joke. I just wish that Blizzard would release the raids when they were supposed to be released. So the God says, I think Progress, I think it's referring to the guild and the leadership, needs to understand the community's opinion is worth more than being dodgy and abusing gray areas. I 100% understand you. Yeah, but to give contrast to that, I think you also have to understand that we don't necessarily care that much about what haters think. When you have people like Crank in the Tank, that says that I can understand from a competitive standpoint why you guys did what you did. People will always have opinions, but I think as long as Progress have figured out what they think is right, they don't really care that much about what the community says. Of course, it gets hard for a community figure like myself when I am streaming with the Progress logo and the Progress banner, and people come to my stream and they're like, oh, what the fuck did you guys do in AQ? Oh, what the fuck did you do in Mogushan Vaults? And I have to sit there and I wouldn't say necessarily defend, but I'm like, I'm not even the spokesperson of the guild. I'm just an enhancement Shama one trick. Do you understand how fucking insignificant I am in how any decision is made in this guild? I'm just there to crank. And if my class is shit, I'm benched. Like, I'm a nobody. So it becomes a bit rough when people in the scene who love World of Warcraft try to hold people like me accountable for what Progress is doing. Oh my god, what a name. Kase Tomosuki LOL says, in my opinion, it's a big L for Blizzard. Those mistakes should not happen. If the door to the raid opens, you're free to go. You will never know if you lose your opportunity after big of an investment, panic, etc. If they don't want that, they will have to find a solution to revert everything. But how can this be blamed on playing the game? Yeah, I think that is... I think you're understanding where we are coming from. And again, I'm not saying we are victims. I'm just saying that, please, if you're gonna hold Progress to a high standard, please hold Blizzard at a high standard. Redan says their communications regarding schedules is so terrible, we don't even know when Heart of Fear or Toes are coming. Bro, I even have a booked vacation. I gave up. I waited so long, but at some point I was just like, I can't make a pause in my entire summer because of a race that maybe happens on a Thursday at some point. Like, I can't. Which makes it even more sad that I wasn't allowed to play today. Because I might not be able to play the next race because I prioritize other things in life as well. Oh, there's a couple of deleted messages. Thank you guys for answering him. Finus says, it's just crazy once Blizzard found out the release had happened that it didn't disconnect the servers and roll back. They have 21 years experience of raid releases now. Today was just a shit show in general. Finus, I feel the exact same thing. To me, it's just dumbfounding. I don't understand it. This isn't the first time they do a raid release, but somehow they get worse. Or we have issues that you would expect from a private server, which has developers that barely have any C+ knowledge. I don't understand. And this is the problem when everybody working at that company has so many legal NDAs that they're not allowed to really talk about anything. We just don't know what the fuck goes on. Delpix says, to be honest, Mob Classic feels like a beta game so far. Talent changes in Arena are so fucked up. No PvP vendors for 2 weeks now. Content release. Yeah, and did you see what happened to... I think, if you were here for the Riani interview, this is something... They made a blue post about this saying this was fixed. Here, watch this. So we did... Was it 2 weekends of MSV PTR? I think. And after raid testing was done, they said they fixed the dance for these bosses. But here you can clearly see that here you can see how many times he gets hit, right? He loses 10% of his armor every time he gets hit. You can clearly see he's trying to dodge. Boom, he got hit. Okay? He tries to dodge again. Boom, he got hit. You can see, here is the visual. He is over here. And he got hit. He tries to dodge again. Nope, just kidding. He's hit again. And by this time, they've lost 2 people, right? He goes out. You can see the circle. Oh, dodges. Nice. Oh, goes left. Ah, just kidding. This shit actually hit him. Like, that this wasn't fixed for 2 rounds of PTR, and they made a blue post specifically saying that this has been fixed, and we get the race, and it's still not fixed. Geeky says, it's so stupid, you have to respect that, maybe they should just fix things. Oh, I think this is regards to the messages of the person that got timed out. I think that was for the best. Thank you, moderators, for helping him to relax a little bit. Kia says, but then, Anfal, what if they do Ankirai on the next tier and don't care? Yeah, exactly. I think now everybody's so scared of getting the progress treatment of getting banned that I think people will respect. If Blizzard fucks up, people are not gonna try to take advantage of it because they will be afraid of this ban, right? But it's a hard call, man. If a raid releases 1 hour early, do you play? 10 minutes early? 5 minutes early? 30 seconds early? Like, when do you make the call as a leadership for a guild to go in early if you're afraid of this ban? Oh, we waited until we saw somebody else do it. I don't know. Cameron X says, Progress just cares to see number 1 on Warcraft logs more than anything else. Blizzard, fuck y'all, but you gotta hold L. I think that's a pretty balanced take. We took the L. We made a bad call to go in. The call was made on fairly good ground, but it was a risk for sure. But it was also a risk to not go. That is what I want people to understand, that in Progress, there is this culture that we have competitors that want this just as bad as we do, if not even more, that also have a track record of doing some kinda shady stuff to get an edge. If we don't go, and we are the bigger person, and we lose, it's easy to say we took the L now because we got banned, but I don't know. Blizzard has been so hands-off that I think people weren't really expecting this punishment. Twin OG says, it's not an org, it's a guild of gamers that just want to play, so how fans look at them don't really matter. I think that is a balanced take. You have to understand that not a single person in Progress makes money from playing in Progress. The only people in Progress that are making money related to World of Warcraft are people that are content creators. And out of the content creators in Progress, there's like... Is it like one guy that is doing it as his part-time job? Like, I'm not doing this as my job. I'm doing this because I love the game. I'm sitting here talking to you guys at 2:30 a.m. on a Thursday. And I just love this game. Woo this says, clearly Blizzard needs more experience with global raid releases since there are no global release for retail. They mess things up for Classic. I think that's probably a good point, but they have managed pretty well with global releases in Classic before. I think this is the worst. I think AQ and now this is the worst. Steve Omivo says, I also just killed Galleon. It gives legit raiding gear. 496? No, you're fucking kidding. They said in the blue post it wouldn't, no? Justa name says Blizzard's new standard is being able to read a cloak. Jan says it sucks, but if they advertise raid release at X time, then obviously it opens like 8 hours prior. Something's weird. Yeah, I agree with you. Something is very weird, but so much has been weird with Mists of Pandaria so far. A decision was made. We got punished for it. We'll see what we learned from this. If there is one thing I learned, it is that Blizzard really is... It really feels like I'm playing a private server, man. Marco is a player in Progress. They don't give a fuck about how much we beta test, play the game for them. They literally fucked up 4 consecutive launches in a row. It's a bit frustrating as a player who'd play the beta and report things that aren't working to then have a race and you have this shit happening to... Like, this guild is... I mean, this guild is just a bunch of friends that are trying to get top 5 in the world, and they're getting absolutely fucking shafted by this bug. I'm pretty sure Newman would have also wiped here. Progress would have... Like, we've had this happen to us on the beta. We've had attempts where we don't wipe because of this, but I can tell you that if this happens in a race... and all of these are just completely undodgeable, and if you get hit twice, you just die. It's not playable. Like, it's game breaking. Gameperor says, I mean, the whole discussion is pointless. I don't think it's pointless. I think this is an important discussion to have, because I want people to get... Like I said before, I feel like Progress never really talks to the community, and I'm trying to just not make excuses. I'm just trying to explain why decisions are made. People enter, the gates were open, Blizzard should finally get their shit together. These things happen once in a year or so, they keep failing at them. Yeah, that's how we feel as well. Yeber says, they also had 7 hours to do anything, but all they did was ban 20 people and shortly disabled world bosses. I feel like that was weird. So, they opened the raid and world bosses. One guild goes in, there's plenty of people that kill the first boss, but our guild goes in and kills plenty of bosses. They let us come back. They don't remove the loot. And then 15 minutes before the race is actually supposed to start, the accounts are flagged and people get a temporary ban. To me, it's just weirdly handled, I guess, that across those 7 hours, the best they could come up with was to ban the people who went in, when in reality, I think they should probably have spent time. Like, if you locate the accounts of the people who went in and got a raid ID, just remove the items. Fuck them. Like, take away the items, take away their advantage. But you guys also fucked up. Like, it's not only that guild that fucked up. Slekty says the other racing guilds were at the world bosses 7 hours early. It's not comparable with killing raid bosses, but acting all innocent is crazy. I mean, that's kind of what I was alluring to when I was doing the interviews, that there were people in both Newman, Step Brothers, and Not That Bad that were saying stuff like, oh, when world bosses came out, we saw the progress went and did the raid. That was hella cringe. Why did they do that? And it's like, okay, but when world bosses came out 7 hours early, you guys didn't run to them to get gear. And it's like, oh, maybe we did run to them to get gear, but we didn't use the gear. It's like, but you just said at the start of the interview that the reason you didn't use the gear was because you heard that Progress got banned for what they did. So, I mean, taking the moral high ground and saying that what Progress did, not okay. What we did, well, that was more like, you know, Blizzard making a mistake. We can't really be held accountable for that. It's like, decisions were made, we fucked up, but Blizzard definitely fucked up. But let's not be hypocritical and try to claim that the other guilds that wanted to race tonight didn't try to take advantage of this release. They did in their own way. Oh, sorry, I'm not keeping up with chat at all. Carrick says, Progress got 1 hour on live server practice though. You can't take that away, at least not without a timeout. I think that is a pretty good take, actually. Because one thing that we did talk about is that people during the break were saying that, oh, this week aura didn't work like I wanted, this didn't work exactly like it was supposed to, and they were doing small tweaks to their UI and shit. I think that is a competitive advantage that we got. So I think you're right in that, character, that is not fair. I agree. Mischief says, I got a spirit ring as a mage from Galleon. How the fuck can we respect their decisions when they can't prepare the game correctly? Malvani says, AlphaGo interview. I'm sorry, dude. I was going to, but it's probably gonna have to be another time. I'm very, very tired. I'm sorry. I just wanna share my thoughts a little bit about what happened here today, because I'm really, really sad that I didn't get to play. Dreamy says, Blizzard fucked up and put you guys in a very, very awkward position, having to make a tough decision. That's why Blizzard's AQ fail going unpunished seemed to be the right one. How anyone can put the blame on Progress is beyond me. Blizzard fucked up and made you look like the bad guys. Insanity, to be honest. That's what I really don't like about this this post. That They're making it seem like we are some fucking shady type of exploiters or something. I really wish they would have just come out and said, be more honest, like, we fucked up and it was taken advantage of and we're sorry. The players involved have been punished. I don't know, I just feel like there could have been more said in this post about reassuring me that this will not happen again. But right now, when I read this post, I just feel like this can happen again. Like, there's nothing about this post that gives me comfort, like, oh, Heart of Fear is gonna be better. The only thing that's gonna be better for Heart of Fear is that these fucking disgusting players, they have been temporarily suspended. That's the only thing that's been fixed. Bedreton says they should just give you a lockout on the character you did the raid with. Sulegod, I'm getting a bit tired by you. I feel like you're either not trying to see it from another perspective. You're still like desperately saying that the raid was supposed to release at 24. Progress went in at 1700. When there's other guilds doing raid bosses, world bosses that weren't supposed to be out. Of course, Progress deserved what happened to them. That discussion is over. Nobody in Progress is saying we didn't deserve to get banned, but I think the big discussion is not Progress are the villains here. The big discussion to have is that Blizzard is so bad. They're so bad. I don't think it's fair to hold Progress at a higher standard and fault them too much for the decisions being made. It just gets a bit tiresome that you keep pushing this narrative that it's just boring. Venus says, is Progress going in a cranking MSV once unbanned hits? I think a lot of our race characters are saved now. Like, so many race characters are saved in the first ID, but there's only 3 bosses left. I don't know exactly what we will do. I don't think decisions should be made in affection. I know that Progress leadership are probably discussing what to do, but I just wish they would sleep, man. Just go to sleep and tomorrow look at it with fresh eyes and look to the future. Look for the next race. Maybe do like a strategic review about decisions being made. Were we being too emotional? Did we panic too much? Was it the correct decision? Was the risk aversion behaviors not there? Like, you need to assess the human behavior that led to our decisions being made here. Based on the information that we had, based on previous behavior by Blizzard, was it a bad decision to go in at 5 p.m? If you arrive at the answer that no, it was not a bad decision, then you kind of put the ball again in Blizzard's court that you guys have to fix your shit, man. Because the way that you keep handling these releases, guilds are gonna keep making these bad decisions if you give them the chance. It's Jens's, so if they would have banned people in AQ, would you feel better? I think if they would have banned people in AQ, we wouldn't have done what we did here today. But because of them not banning people the first time and not making a blue post, not saying something like, if this ever happens again, you will get banned, like, them not communicating at all about the AQ fiesta led to people in Progress, some of which play Anniversary and was in that AQ run, believe that they're not gonna do anything right now. They're not gonna do anything. And if we don't go, somebody else will go because everybody will think about AQ. And, like, I'm not saying that what we did today is only because of Blizzard's previous actions, but because of Blizzard's previous slate of hand and the things that they didn't do, I definitely think that we would have made a different decision if the AQ situation would have been handled differently. Just like I think future situations will be handled differently based on what happened here today. If Heart of Fear releases 7 hours early in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or I don't know, whenever the fuck it's coming out, I definitely think what happened here today will influence how we make that decision. But if you're asking me if it would make me feel better, not necessarily. I just want better decision making. Again, I didn't get banned. I wasn't part of this. Kia says that would have set the line clear, right? And we would have known the action will be done. Exactly. Like, after the AQ fiasco, if they would have done a blue post explaining why this bug happened, that players took advantage of it and they are super sorry about that it happened. If this bug ever happens again, it will be seen as exploiting behavior from now on. Like, if Blizzard would communicate to the community about these things, it would be easier to make decisions. But that would require some accountability on the side of Blizzard to actually admit that we fucked up. And they will not do that. Yep says ban is really weird. Remove gear and reset. Yeah. But then again, like, I can't remember your name. Sorry that I don't. One guy previously mentioned, even if you would have removed the gear and reset, Progress players got 40 minutes of Mogushan Vault practice. Like, that's already a competitive advantage that is kind of disgusting. Because all of the other guilds are like, oh, we didn't play Mogushan Vaults for 8 weeks. And Progress is like, we actually played Mogushan Vaults 7 hours ago, by the way. Like, it's already so bad. Even though I would have loved for them to just reset the raid and remove the gear and let us play, because that would mean that I get to play. It's still bad. How long were your beta runs? Are they close to the race time? I mean, I think both guilds today that were in top 2, they said that they did a couple of mistakes here and there. If we would have had a clean run, we would have won. But it's very easy to say that if we would have had a clean run, we would have won. That's easy to say, because you never know how you perform in an actual race. Maybe we would have fucked something up. Maybe we would have had some problems that we didn't foresee. But if we would have landed a run similar to a clean run on the beta, yes, we would have won today. And the biggest reason why I say that is because, you know, the transition between Spirit Kings and Elegon, we had a skip there that would have saved a minute, and then maybe 1 more minute on the way to Will of the Emperor. So, but then again, I don't really like to talk what if, because if it would have been a really close race, it would have been huge mistakes, who knows, right? Jan says, I agree, but like, when can you draw the line? If you didn't punish early and then try to take a stronger stance, are you just gonna forever be stuck saying, well, you didn't do it in the past, shouldn't do anything now? I think that's a good take. Just because Blizzard fucked up and didn't put down the foot in AQ, should they just keep letting shit slide that is hurting competitive WoW? I think that is a balanced take that I don't think they should have just accepted what happened here today. But maybe they should take some accountability. Maybe they could have reset. Maybe they could have removed the gear. You know. Maybe. Surligod says, I 100% agree, but I also want Progress to be close to the community because this entire content is driven by the community. Am I wrong in saying this? I think you are giving a little bit too much credit to how important the community is to guilds like Newman, Not That Bad, Progress. Like, like these guilds don't really put in the hours that they do because they want some validation from people or that they want the community to love them. They do it because they just love to compete. While I would love for these guilds to be more transparent and be more forthcoming, I think you're missing the point that these guilds don't really care about the community. They just want to compete with their friends, with their guild. The community is a bit of a... it's fluff. It's just fluff. Of course there are people in these guilds that are spending way too much time interacting and caring about the opinions of others. But most of the time we mostly care about what we think about ourselves. Crank in the tank says, Progress isn't a paid org. They don't owe the community anything. Guilds are racing Classic to hit number 1 or so well as possible. You can't expect a guild in World of Warcraft Classic to take a community into consideration. People who don't race. Perhaps the top guilds could have discussed it, but no guild owes the average player scene anything. I do think that it might be time for the top guilds to sit down and just talk about this. Because I think we need to move away from that. If we don't exploit, Newman will exploit. And Newman players are like, if we don't exploit, then Not That Bad will exploit. And Not That Bad says, if we don't exploit, then Progress will exploit. Like, these three guilds are way better than everybody else currently. They can decide themselves what the rules are. And if somebody breaks the gentleman's agreement, it's like, yeah, okay, that was that race. And then the gentleman's agreement is forgotten. But I feel like this entire thing about if we don't do it, somebody else will. We kind of need to... I mean, I can't be online 24 hours before a raid starts because they maybe release early. Like, it's crazy that I have to be online at 5 PM to play in case Blizzard fucks up. If you tell me that the raid is releasing at 12 PM in the evening, I will go and live my... Like Shoop was saying, he was at the gym. I think there needs to be some sort of gentleman's agreement that, like, if the raid releases more than 1 hour before the raid is supposed to release, we don't do it. Like, the guilds need to sit down, because I don't want to play World of Warcraft if I have to sit on standby for 16 hours. But then again, all it takes is for one guild to break the gentleman's agreement, and then people will lose trust in one another. But I really think it's everybody... I think everybody wants this to be clear. Lexla says, with this ban, we got the pre-descent is set right, which is good. Just sucks that we got the short end of the stick. No, but Lexla says, I think you're a bit late to the discussion, because it's a sliding... It's a sliding slope. So, if the raid releases 10 seconds early, is it too early? If the raid releases 10 minutes early, is it too early? If the raid releases 7 hours early, is it too early? Like, there will always be an area where a decision has to be made. The problem is that Blizzard doesn't release the content when they're supposed to. But every race so far, everybody has been going in and out of the instance store being like, it's open, it's open, it's open. Another example, MOP leveling race started like 11 minutes earlier than it was supposed to. I was taking a piss when you guys were yelling at me in my headset that, oh, the XP bar is working, the XP bar is working. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be pissing right now. So, even though Blizzard really cracked down, I feel like there needs to be some sort of gentleman's agreement, because when I read this post by Blizzard, I have zero... I just don't think that they take any accountability at all. Due to an issue. Due to the same bug. Like, never do they say how they want to fix the bug, or how they want to fix the issue, or how to prevent it from happening again. The fact that it happened in AQ, the fact that it happens again and again and again. Like, please take some accountability. like the community wants progress to do. Selected says, it's not about the community. If only 3 guilds played the server to race, nothing would change. Sure, there are a handful of streamers, but people race because they love it, not because of for the community. Yeah, this is something that is a bit hard to understand if you're not in one of these guilds, but when you're putting in the long hours that people in these guilds are doing, you don't really think about the community. Suligod says, I guarantee you, if there wasn't a community that cared, they probably wouldn't. Alright. I mean, that's your take, but I really don't think that people in Progress care that much about the community. They just want to win. X Syndrome says, well, what Blizzard did is pure incompetence. The only right action taken from their side must be a public apology for the issue they created and probably a compensation alongside reverted ID. I don't know if there needs to be a compensation and reverted ID. I want a long blue post about how does this keep happening and how will you try to avoid it in the future? Will you have more people hands on deck? Will you look over how the systems are automated? Will you have a kill switch? Will you do like rollbacks if these problems happen again? Like, I want you guys to make a crisis plan for when shit goes wrong in the future, so that not every time when shit goes wrong you have to reinvent the wheel. That would encourage me to have a bit more faith in the company. Takona says, this is bound to happen with re-releasing content and running a later patch than intended. But this isn't the first time that they run on a later patch, and we've had successful launches. It's just that now it's been a bit too many of them that have been bad. And I just want to understand why the company gets worse. Wilma says, I get that they don't want people to have an advantage from killing bosses during unintended opening, but I don't know why they didn't just remove the items from the inventory. Everybody that has had like Game Master, GM access on a private server knows how easy it is to remove items. How easy it is to reset a raid ID. It's like what you just type / type in the script, and boom, it's done. It's that simple. If you have the admin rights, you can do this so easy. Bosa says, if only they would ever agree on an interview with those kind of questions instead of discussing how they buffed balance druids by 10% by Scotchy. They will never talk to people like me. What was that, by the way? Somebody mentioned that. Do you guys remember this picture I had? Let me pull it up. There was some guy affiliated here, this picture. So I had this as my black screen after the whole thing happened. So this was just the only thing that was showing on my screen. And apparently, I don't know if this is true. Somebody just told me that there was somebody affiliated with Blizzard that made a post on social media about content creators in Classic using AI to generate art and how that is so bad. Okay, that tweet was days old. Thank fuck, dude. Then that was just taken out of context. Holy fuck. I was like, is that the only communication I'm getting? Holy shit, dude. Yeah, you know what, Blizzard? You can eat this fat ChatGPT AI generated art cock. This picture is hilarious, dude. This picture is pretty much this entire race from my point of view. Good says, I literally watch you every week. I wouldn't do that if I hated on you. Just doesn't make sense looking at what I said earlier. No, I think it's good to have opposing views. I don't want my community to just be an echo chamber. I don't want everybody to be always have the same opinion. I just want people to be open to the idea that there's just different perspectives. And if you are able to share your perspective, even if it's different from mine, all I ask for in return is that you respect when others share their perspective. And that you aren't too stubborn that each and every one of us is correct and everybody else is just wrong. Syndrome says it wouldn't take 1 hour to remove items. At worst, it's 10 minutes. It took 6 hours for them to decide that they were gonna ban us 15 minutes before the raid opens. FT Mills says, to be fair, it's probably correct for them not to give interns admin access. Okay, another thing then, since I'm on a roll. This guy, 3 hours ago, made this post. I've been told the entire fucking week, like, they've been doing changes to classes in MOP the entire week, I feel like. 5% here, changes there, no blue post. And these community managers, I don't know what they're called. They're called like Cyrene or some shit. People keep mentioning Cyrene. He is saying that the reason why these updates to classes don't get a blue post is because it's very hard to get a blue post out. And it takes time, right? This guy here pushed a fucking blue post in no time. Writing a fucking chat GPT generated fucking M dash, by the way. Like, what is this shit? This is so disgusting. What is this? What is this? Like, you print out this blue post when you haven't done blue posts since MOP came out, it feels like. Telling us about class changes and stuff. Instead, people have to learn about these changes through Discords and rumors and whispers. Yeah, fucking M dash, bro. And then we get this shit. That just makes me think that they can make blue posts all the time. They just don't give a fuck, dude. Jimmy says, when are you guys going to clear? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Devin, look, at this point every single thing is unintended and 85% of all content this patch came out messed up. I mean, 85% is probably a bit rich, but you could also open Celestia dungeons early. That would be neat. That would be neat, bro. Suspending people for playing the game is ridiculous. It's your guys' fault for letting it be open early. All you had to do was remove loot and achieves. Any punishment after that is cruel. I mean, I wouldn't say cruel, but I call this. I think the logic is that for world bosses, any random person that logged in at server start would have been heard them spawn and gone to them. For the raid opening, the guilds that care about doing them right away knew the specific time it was meant to open, but apparently some camped outside the entrance for a server restart just in case something went wrong. This is not true. I mean, this is just somebody making up a story. An intention to exploit a mistake, which is why a very small number of people that apparently did this. The reason why Progress found out you could enter was partially because other peoples were entering. Like /who vault. Like, if you type this, you know, you could just see that people were inside. I don't know. I agree spending them is excessive, but it's not like they're being suspended for a week, just a couple of hours. Unlike world bosses, we've known for weeks what time it was going to set up. No excuse for going in early. Big W on world bosses, though? What do you mean, big W on world bosses? What does that mean? Does it mean big W that it was released early? Suligo, don't worry about it. If you don't ever get timed out in my chat, you've never been passionate. Kind of unfair to suspend them for accessing it in the day of release, 6 hours before it came out. I mean 7, but you should have borked their IDs and made them unable to access the raid for the remaining week. It was Blizzard's fault, and let's be honest, the temporarily suspending employees for the same time. Damn, this one goes kinda hard. This is a fucking based take. Everybody who killed world bosses earlier got a second kill. Since we're not saved to the first kill, that's awesome. Based. I'm surprised by how many people that are actually on the side of the players. If the raid opens early and people intended to compete for an early clear notice that, the logical thing to do is to get there and start clearing. Frankly, the communication from Blizzard lately has not been so good, so it's unclear whether the raid will stay open. What if somebody wanted to clear the raid early, noticed it was open early, and figured it was a mistake and didn't go in, and you guys didn't end up closing it, so those that went in early won the race? That's a perfectly plausible scenario and people can't know in the future. You should just remove the achievements and loot and reset their lockouts. There is no advantage from exploiting. I mean, we already talked about the advantage. That it's still an advantage to have gone into the instance. Wilma says, Giga arbitrary to ban you guys while letting other guilds keep Shav anger loot. Yeah. There is an excuse, people can't tell the future, and for all they know, Blizzard could use decided to do nothing and leave the raid open, meaning holding back results in losing a server first. I'm surprised by how many people agree with, or rather take this as a chance to slander Blizzard. There's nothing to counter. Blizzard doesn't intentionally release things early without prior notice, claiming, oh, maybe they changed their minds, it's just cope. Okay, this guy is more on the fuck the exploiters type vibe. Suspending people... Okay, this is a throwaway account. This might very well be a progress player, actually. Suspending people because of your incompetence is insane. If that affected me, I'd be livid and requesting a chargeback. Instead, you're early releasing partial world boss loot by a month. It's insane how incompetent your quality assurance team is. With how bad their communication and this guy Makker is fucking flaming Blizzard, dude. They released server first stuff for Kara early and nobody batted an eye. I got told to suck it up and would have been on the ball 2 hours before the official release timer. Joked they won't actually prioritize. How can you punish players for playing the game that's available for them to play? It's not the players' fault that people can't do their jobs right. Ignorance has never really held up as an excuse. Oh, this is the same guy as before. I think this is a progress player. I feel no sympathy at all for those suspended for knowing it was wrong. For knowing it was wrong. But they still did it anyway. They knew it was wrong, you guys. Deep in their hearts, they knew that it was morally wrong to do what they did. They should remove the gear as well. Let these type of players know when you mess around, you find out. Level 60 Warlock, feet and tacos, by the way. This person should go outside. Exploited by walking in. Fucking true, dude. True. Players exploited by walking in. This is pretty much sums it up. It's so good. Oh, it's feet and tacos again. Number one hater. No, some folks got early access. We're able to down... But NA also got early access. Some folks got early access. We're able to down a boss or two before it closed back up. They probably got some gear from it too, which should be removed. And if they use any Elder Charms, they should not be replaced. Okay, this is a more balanced take. I agree with this. This is the guy that said exploit by walking in. Okay, dude, LMFAO. Soxen says, have you seen Max's reaction? Max reaction? What's a max reaction? Do you mean like a maximum reaction? Like, whoa! Max GM of Liquid? No, it could be interesting to hear what he has to say, actually, if you guys could link it somewhere. If somebody can find where in the VOD he speaks about it, it could be interesting to hear his take. Exploiting by walking in. Linking YouTube? Thank you, man. I look forward to seeing what he had to say. Sub-only VOD. You have to link it to me on Discord. His take was retail-minded. I can see why he has retail in mind, because at the end of the day, it's the same company, right? So he probably thinks about what happened in how it affects him as well. Oh god, I need to stop reading this. It's not funny anymore. It's tiresome. I get bored. It's just the same echo chamber. He was watching the race. Hopefully he chimes in on this because he had talked about Blizzard's action against them in their competitions before. Okay. Max has literally done these borderline dogshit races before he's earned money with it. You mean he's done similar things as what we tried to do, or? Let's see. Did you send something to me to watch? If not, I think we're about to finish the stream soon. It's really late here. Oh right, retail doesn't have global releases, right? Retail has these delayed releases. That's true, that's true. Oh my god. What is this, man? This never gets old. There's a banger memes already coming out. Wower says there's still 2 more raids to race this month, right? Yeah. Did anybody have the thing to send me about that retail guy? Somebody tried to link instead of DMing. Yeah, you can't link directly here. You have to send it to one of my moderators or in Discord. Maximum clips latest video. Maximum clips. Okay, this could be interesting. We don't really have high hopes for this. I feel like this guy might have a hard time to speak his mind freely because he's so deeply entwined with Blizzard. But I'm interested to see how open he is to speak.
Up classic players just got banned 30 minutes before the race started, apparently. Yo, that's insane. Bro, that's fucking sick. That's crazy, crazy content. What the fuck? Really? Oh, dude, I kind of want to follow that. I don't know where I could follow that, but I want to see how many people's raid comps are just fucking destroyed. Wonder if people will wipe now. Do we know if, like, any of the main players got banned? Holy pally swee. But they usually don't start doing it until after. 2K viewers. Oh my god. Fucking live fucking banned.
Is it just a reaction video or?
They already killed bosses? Wait, progress got banned. The bosses were up early by mistake. Oh, and they went in there and started killing them? So they released it early. I mean, yeah, but like that's crazy going in there and doing that. Like just not even when something was live. Did you guys know?
All right. Oh, it feels like I'm watching a reaction streamer. Let's see.
They went in there and started killing them? Progress got
5 p.m.
Wait, they killed bosses? They already killed bosses? Wait, progress got banned. The bosses were up early by mistake. Oh, and they went in there and started killing them? So they released it early. I mean, yeah, but like that's crazy going in there and doing that. Like just not even when something was live. Did you guys know Blood Legion got banned back in the day because there was like raid testing open for one boss in Siege of Orgrimmar, but they left a couple of other bosses up after testing was over and Blood Legion just stayed online on PTR, by the way, not even live, and like pulled bosses that weren't supposed to be up and they banned them for that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, doing it on live is so obviously, like, you're a fucking psychopath for doing that. Like, they're...
Okay, that's kind of big words. That's kind of big words. Not gonna lie.
going to ban you. Why would it be bannable to go in if it lets you? I mean, if there's like an announced start time and it's up early and you, I mean, it depends on what you have to lose, right? Like during the race, you're not going to do something like that in retail, but like in classic, maybe you just assumed you could go in there and it's not surprising they ban them. You got to be asking yourself, should we be doing this? But sometimes you get ahead of yourself. Okay, so wait, is it
Okay, that's a more balanced approach, I guess.
just progress though? Is it just progress that's banned? Because they were just the only ones that went in early. Was progress the favorite for this? They were the huge favorite. It's them and potentially one other guild. All right, dude. Now, maybe now this shit'll be hype. Maybe that's what we need to do for the Race to World first. And WoW, just ban all the like top competitors and then just.
Isn't this kind of what happened in the retail race though? I don't know.
See what happens after that. You'll get your 3 or 4 horse race or whatever. I mean, how long are they suspended? Like, I imagine they didn't suspend them for like hell long, right? Let's see. Due to the same bug.
This is just a reaction stream. He's not really adding any commentary of value at all, is he? I don't really watch his content, but
Earlier today, the Mogashan Vaults raid was briefly accessible to players before being closed, and a very small group of players were able to kill bosses inside. To address this, we've identified all of the accounts that gained early access and were found to have killed a boss, and all have been temporarily suspended. Their suspensions are long enough to keep them out for a few hours, a time frame that will include the first clears of Mogashan. Okay, so they're basically just like not letting them compete because of it. Yeah, man, that's harsh. It's not a long ban, but it's like long enough to... Bro, imagine they have second accounts. That's what we did, bro. We did that in Tuma Sargeras. They banned like 9 of our players, so we got them all.
So he called us fucking psychopaths, and now he's saying that.
We did, bro. We did that in Tuma.
I don't know, man.
Long enough to... Bro, imagine they have second accounts. That's what we did, bro. We did that in Tuma Sargeras. They banned like 9 of our players, so we got them all like other accounts to play on, like people's second accounts and shit. And then Blizzard found those out. Then again, that happened again, and then they just kept banning us, and then we eventually just gave up. But they could run.
I guess we are the psychos.
One of those back. You were naughty boys. Yeah, also the only reason we got caught for the second part was because the other top US guild at the time was actually feeding the names of the accounts we were playing to Blizzard themselves. Have proof of that as well. Had one of their officers join us later and had all that information. By the way, you guys want to know something else funny too? We stopped raiding for 18 days because of those bans and re-leveled new accounts and came back and still got the last boss before then. We got US first on the last boss after not raiding for almost 3 weeks. Talk about getting
Alright, I guess the story about our ban was just a segue into talking about himself. Yeah, I guess that. I'm happy that what happened to us was a way to tell people about what happened to you. It's always good. Alright, great takes. Good takes overall. Really added depth from one of the biggest minds of competitive WoW. It just felt like I was watching a TikTok reaction stream, but then again, the guy has amazing track record and is probably a leader that this game very rarely sees, so I respect him a lot, but Bosse says maybe it wasn't that helpful. I retract my statement. Yo, Anfal, this guy from retail who is one of the most respected and best players in the world talked about what happened to you guys afterwards. Actually, I retract my statement. I wish I wouldn't have told you that it did. But he is. His track record and ongoing track record, I would say, absolutely amazing what he has done for the game. Slekty says, I will be unbanned. You're unbanned in half an hour, aren't you? Let me see, am I unbanned? Zykes, I was never banned, I was never banned, I was never banned, I was never banned. Larson says, yo, Anfal, you heard about the biggest guild masters in retail who called you a psychopath? Yeah, not only me, all of us, I guess. What is Adopans? Shadowpans is where your mental goes to die when you realize you've done 52 of them and don't get to play at all. It's rough. It's rough. Buxino says, how long did you get banned? The players who went in at 5 PM got banned for 4 hours, so their ban should be over in like half an hour. Malvani says, I like to think my dungeon spam for nothing was secretly juicing my coin chances for Star Shatter. Based. Based. If progress do Mogushan Walls faster than Numen on their first run in half an hour, they're technically the world first. Yeah, I don't know about that math, bro. Alpi says, judging by Blizzard's timing, their bans might already be over. Yo, you're right actually. Maybe our bans ended 7 hours ago. Somebody go check if you can log in. No, actually, if the ban is supposed to end at 4 AM and you're able to log in already, don't log in. Entering too early is considered an exploit, guys. I'm telling you, if your ban is supposed to end at 4 AM and you're able to log in right now, don't do it. You should know better. How come it's always thinks that it's up early and never that it's up late? Imagine if the race would have started 7 hours late. Imagine that. Everybody sitting up all night. And then it opens at 7 AM. True war of attrition. That would be great. If servers were down, nobody would be banned. Fucking true, dude. True. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's about time that we probably call it a night, guys. Maybe I'll finish with some heartfelt. I think it's about it for me now. You see the laundry? That laundry back there is because earlier today, when baby Anfal was taking her nap, she and daddy was doing some tummy time with her. She just vomited all over our bed sheets. So I had to do laundry. But thank you everybody who kept me company tonight. Thanks for making this evening fun, despite the fact that I didn't get to play the race that I've been looking forward to for so long. I've been aching to play, and hopefully the next time the raids release, my guild is not banned, and I'm here to play for it. So thanks for making this a fun night, despite the disaster. Until next time,